Welcome along to the Hawthorns. It's JB here, John Stuttard in the commentary box as the teams are prepared to come out for the second leg of the playoffs between West Bromwich Albion and Aston Villa. West Brom trailing 2-1 for the first leg and Dwight Gale sent off. Can they turn it round tonight? Remember, no away goals count. If West Brom were to win 1-0 after 90 minutes, then it would be down to extra time and penalties. No away goals count. Great atmosphere here at the Hawthorns. But here we go. There, a place at Wembley at stake. Villa hold a 2-1 lead. It's West Bromwich Albion against Aston Villa. 2-1 to Villa from the first leg, and we've got to have a decision here tonight. Good evening to you all from the Hawthorns, West Bromwich. This really is winner takes all, because this is it. Now, as the teams emerge from the tunnel, this is it. There's a coda and a noise hitting this famous old venue. There's blue and white flags everywhere that you look. It is an absolutely magnificent atmosphere being applauded out here at the Hawthorns. West Brom, remember, trailing this semi-final 2-1, and they make at least one enforced change. That's up front, where Jacob Murphy comes in to replace the suspended Dwight Gale. So the team straight away is Sam Johnson in goal, then it's Holgate, Dawson, Bartley, Egazari, Kieran Gibbs, Matt Phillips, Chris Bunt, Johansson and Murphy, with Rodriguez up front. So they're going to play 5 at the back with Gibbs and Holgate, the 2 wingers, and 3 centre-backs. Aston Villa make 2 changes. One is Conor Hourihane, and the second one is Andre Green, for Jonathan Albert. So the team as follows: Jet Steer in goal, a back 4 of Taylor Mings, Sanatsuri and Al Mohammadi, Grealish, Hourihane in the centre, and John McGinn. And then up front we've got El Ghazi, Tammy Abraham, the central striker, and Andre Green. So on the bench, just to remind you, the 2 benches for this game. Just to remind you, the 2 benches, if we may, before the start of this epic semi-final, of course. For West Brom, there's Bond, the goalkeeper, Morrison, Townsend, Montero, Lecco, Adebayor and Harper. And for Aston Villa, Howells is the goalkeeper, Glenn Whelan, Jerry Jelinek, Davis, Jonathan Kodja, Kalinic, and of course Albert Adoba. Well, there's a nice late evening sunshine here in the Midlands, and of course we'll be up in Yorkshire tomorrow evening for the second leg. Apologies that we didn't cover at Derby against Leeds, the first leg. Something just cropped up on the night, and unfortunately I couldn't be able to make the commentary, but we'll be hopefully bringing you live coverage of the second leg of the second semi-final. Incidentally, Leeds lead by a 1-0, so hopefully we'll be right up at Ellen Road in West Yorkshire tomorrow night. But it's down in the West Midlands we are again for the second instalment of this very riveting player final. If it's as good as the game we saw at Villa Park on Saturday lunchtime, then I think we're in for one hell of a second leg. Remember, if West Brom were to win by a 1-0, or if it was to end on aggregate any scoreline, even a 2-1 even a draw between these 2 sides, but if it was to end any score on aggregate, we would go straight to extra time, because away goals don't count in playoff semi-finals. And if that was the case and it was still level, then we would have a penalty shootout. But we're a long way off all that. The referee tonight is Chris Kavanagh from Manchester. So a Mancunian taking charge of a battle between 2 bitter West Midlands rivals. On Saturday it was Villa's day at Villa Park. Now they had their flags out. Tonight it's the West Brom fans who have their flags out, and away we go then. Aston Villa get us underway, attacking the goal to our left in those claret and blue shirts, same colours as Saturday. West Brom in those blue and white stripes. The baggies, of course, Villa, of course. They've brought a good couple of thousand along for the ride, and I've got to say the viewing figures or the listening figures for the first leg was unbelievable as El Ghazi makes an early dash down the near side, the left hand side for Villa. Has to check back inside, and Ghazi would close him down, and it's going to be a goal kick, or is it corner I think, off Holgate? Yes it was. So with 39 seconds gone of the second leg, Villa have a chance to strike an early blow and silence this very hostile West Bromwich Albion crowd. A full house here at the Hawthorns, and it's not often we've said that in the last 2 or 3 years. Last time we were here it was just over a year and a bit ago when Burnley came here and won 2-1, and they were empty. The stadium I remember that day was completely half empty. Here's Conor Horan on the left hand side, blocked again by Holgate. Will be a throw into Aston Villa. And of course the comment section open for business, and keep your comments clean, we are a family show. And of course the JB man of the match of course will come into operation in the second half, but I'll tell you all about that then. Here's Neil Taylor on the left from the throw in for Villa, but the referee wasn't happy about the taking of the throw in. I think it was a foul throw there, and Chris Cameron was eagle-eyed there to spot the danger, or to spot that infringement. So it's a throw in level with the edge of their own penalty area here to West Bromwich Albion. Holgate to take. Flick on by Rodriguez. No Dwight Gale. He got himself 2 yellow cards in that first leg, you may remember. One for a blatant piece of time wasted, and he was taking the mickey a little bit there. And then a clear foul on Jed Steer, the Villa goalkeeper. It's Grealish now darts again down the left hand side, but again good tackle there by Johansson. Now Matt Phillips, who was okay for a long periods of the game, made some good breaks, but without any end product. He went forward there, and he was tagged in a free kick just at halfway to West Bromwich Albion. The Hawthorns really looking in tremendous atmosphere, tremendous stadium. As I say, both venues for this semi-final are Premier League grounds by right and by stature, but the teams have got, both teams that play there at those respective grounds have got to earn the right. As the ball is spread out towards the far side, and it's Holgate who takes possession. Still 2-1 to Villa on aggregate. 0-0. We've only played about a couple of minutes. Good evening, Exotic Killer. We've only played a couple of minutes here at the Hawthorns, and Holgate takes a towel. Likes to take the long throws. He didn't have the luxury of a towel at Villa Park on Saturday. This will be a test for the Villa defence. Now he's wiped the ball more or less clean. Plenty forward in the stripes as the ball is floated in there, and it only came out as far as the edge of the area. Shot comes in again. Good block by the Villa defence. Might have been Jacob Murphy actually with the shot. Another ball out towards the far side and away by Tanatabi. And a foul there, a free kick to Aston Villa. Foul by Kieran Gibbs, the former Arsenal man. His team, of course, beat Burnley 3-1 at Turf Moor. Well, James Shan, there's the caretaker of West Bromwich Albion. And at the other end of the spectrum, we got the likes of Dean Smith, a Villa man through and through. As I said on Saturday, excuse me. As I said on Saturday, he's a Villa supporter. His dad, in fact, was a steward at Villa Park when he was growing up back in the late 70s, early 80s. Former Walsall manager. Had a good spell at Brentford as well before getting the hot seats at Villa Park. 4.5 minutes gone. It's 0-0 on the night, but it's Villa leading, remember, 2-1 from the first leg. Well, as I say, it was great to get all the listeners we got on Saturday, and we nearly upwards of almost 500 for that first leg alone, even since Saturday when people have been listening to it back. And a foul there, and a free kick, and I've seen Ross Vernon in the crowd. He's covering the match tonight for the local Midlands radio. So he's in the crowd. 5 gone here at the Hawthorns. Free kick to Albion. Phillips is trying to orchestrate things, but it's going to be A free kick to be taken by Chris Brunt, experienced player, won the League One playoffs with Sheffield Wednesday back in 2005 at Cardiff, when he was in the team that trailed 2-0 to Hartlepool United. Then they were heading up, and then they came back, and Brunt scored one of the goals in a 4-2 success for Sheffield Wednesday, and his career really rocketed from there on in after that. Great atmosphere inside this terrific ground, and just as atmospheric as the first leg was just 3 days ago. Got a big play to a conclusion tonight, either through 90 minutes, extra time, or penalty shootout. If it was to end a draw on aggregate, say for example West Brom were to win 2-1 tonight, and it would be a 3-3 aggregate, then we would have extra time. Away goals don't count. Even a 1-0 West Brom win wouldn't be enough to send them through, because, as I say, the away goals rule does not apply in the playoffs. Certainly the semi-finals, and the final, of course, as a one-off occasion at Wembley Stadium in just over a week and a half's time. So both teams will have just over 10 days to prepare. Whoever gets through tonight, either one of these two teams will have 10 days to prepare for a big Wembley showpiece. Villa have been there before. If they get through, they want to put last season's wrongs absolutely right. Here's Taylor now on the left hand side for Villa. El Ghazi now in field. Grealish takes control and finds Conor Hourihane, whose 25-yard thunderbolt turned the first leg at Villa Park on Saturday. Infield to Tammy Abraham, who scored the crucial penalty at Villa Park to give Villa a 2-1 advantage. They could have had chances after that to win it even more comfortably, but as I was reading the other day, Dean Smith was furious at the fact that frustrated at the fact that they failed to score a third goal. But a 2-1 advantage is still an advantage in a lot of respects, but it's a very slender one. Here's Sam Johnson, the former Villa goalkeeper, with no chance on either goal, including that Hourihane strike that brought Villa back into the game in the first leg. It's out for a throw-in on halfway to West Bromwich Albion. Jay Rodriguez didn't have his best game, although he did hit the bar in the opening exchanges at Villa Park, as the long ball is spreaded forward by Holgate over to the far side, and Gibbs will take possession. Gibbs on the left-hand side, crosses in there, can't find Rodriguez. Looking for Holgate coming in at the right-hand side. They appeal handball. Well, certainly Mason Holgate thought so, and well, it was against El Ghazi getting back there, and his arm was out. They weren't really down by his side, but I'm not sure what position Chris Cameron, the referee, was in to see, but it is a throw-in. Holgate has gone short, having dried the ball with the towel, and Holgate gets the ball back, and a chance here for a long-range shot from Chris Brunt, who can't hit him, but he's hit it over the top. But there may be a possibility there that West Brom, who should have really had a penalty at 2-1 on Saturday, could have had one here tonight. Definitely controlled it with his arm. It was an actual movement, and I think West Brom here have been denied a penalty. And I honestly think, I don't know, well, I've seen a replay, and I think Chris Cameron will be a little bit disappointed that he didn't spot it. He was in an excellent situation to see it, and it clearly hit his arm in a natural position. And the referee there, I felt, should have given West Brom a penalty. But there we go. It's just, it is difficult in these circumstances to obviously judge, and referees have got to judge their decisions by their own merits, I suppose. But it did look increasingly like a West Bromwich Albion penalty. I've got to be completely honest. But the penalty wasn't given, and we play on with Jez Steer for Villa, clearing the ball away right almost from his own goal line. Exagi gets the ball back to the other goalkeeper, Sam Johnston, the upper end. 10 minutes gone here in this second leg. 0-0 on the night, still 2-1 to Villa on aggregate. And El Ghazi and Halgate involved. Oh my goodness me, El Ghazi there, right round the Halgate, and he's got away with murder not once but twice there, the Villa man. Well, it would have been interesting had Chris Cameron, the referee, had seen that. Interested. We'll have to keep an eye on that battle on the near side between El Ghazi and Mason Holgate, former Everton player, of course. This really is a telling contest now, where so the next goal is going to be also important in this second leg now. 0-0, 2-1 on aggregate to Villa. And a couple of incidents there that could have gone West Brom's way. Villa could have easily, if referee Cameron would have seen that, could have easily gone down to 10 men and could have had a penalty against them. But it still remains 0-0, and Villa still with their full complement as everyone cheers the lost cause. But Bartley, who had such a super game on Saturday, sees that out for a throw-in. 5 yards, less than 5 yards away from the corner quadrant to Aston Villa. In fact, probably 2 yards from the quadrant. And it's Al Mohammadi to take. In line, in fact, with a 6-yard area. So it's a bit further back than what I originally estimated. Into the penalty area, the throwing goes. They'll keep possession now, just midway side the West Brom half. Grealish was fouled, but the referee's played an advantage. The ball played in there towards El Ghazi, and it will be a corner. Mason Holgate winning that particular little battle in this little war that's broken out between the two of them. Second corner to Villa, and yet for West Brom. Corner to be taken from the left-hand side, the Villa left-hand side. Near side as we look, as the ball comes into the penalty area, headed one. And please, I've got a face for radio. Can we please keep the comments, please, Basie, to the game, please? That's why the comments are open, not for comments like that, as complimentary as it does sound. And I know what you mean, but please, let's just talk about the football and everything else. That's why we open it up. You can say hello, but let's keep it family, please. Let's keep it family orientated. Anyway, 13 minutes gone in this first half. West Brom 0, Villa 0 on the night. That ball's gone out of play. Al Ghazi caught, rescued that by the byline. And a goal kick to West Brom. White girls in the crowd, sitting, I think, in the commentary, sitting right at the back of the stand. How must he be feeling? He got sent off towards the end of the first leg. Is that going to be costly to West Brom's chances this evening? He had a lot of joy up until then. He scored the goal, of course, and was instrumental in all the good things about West Brom's play on Saturday. But then he had 2 moments of real madness. First, to take it on the low throw-in. Of course, you can have a shout out. Good evening to you, RM, Gaming and Fun. Good evening to you. Well, we are here for commentary. Let's talk about the game, folks. Here's Taylor now to Green, and gets that one forward. And now the ball is over towards the far side, and El Mohammadi. And he's got Green on the side, and he gets the crossing Green. And now El Mohammadi will try again on the Villa right. Back inside to Conor Hooverhead. And now Neil Taylor on the left-hand side. Back inside again. This is John McGinn. Gets past one man towards the edge of the penalty area, just to the left of it. El Ghazi now. Chance to whip a crossing towards the back post. And the ball played into towards the area, and it's over the top and behind for a goal kick. The volume is at full pelt, as it happens. Mikaris, my voice is not as good as it was on Saturday. But mind you, Villa have won another corner. And the crowd are bang up for this one, there's no doubt about that. If Villa could get that goal, it would give them a bit of breathing space. Do apologise there, I'm just checking my sounds up to date, and it is as high as I can get it as the corner comes in towards the 6-yard area. And there was a good... Well, Villa are claiming a penalty. And I think he's going to book... is it Minks for diving? I think he's booked Minks for diving. Let's have a look at it on the replay. Well, they certainly looked to push there by Dawson. Whether Minks made a bit of a meal of it, well, he did go down before there was contact. So the referee, maybe in that respect, was right. But I don't think it was a dive. I think he was just lost his footing and then tried to make it out as if it was a penalty there, Tyrone Mings. But I don't think it was worthy of a yellow card offence, and I don't think it was a dive, but it certainly wasn't a penalty. I think he did lose his balance as he was going in there. And he is a Villa supporter. And nice to see a few Villa fans. They're in short supply on Saturday, but they're out in force here on the comment section tonight. Remember, place at Wembley awaits the winners, and Villa leading on aggregate thanks to that comeback win on Saturday. And boy, did Dean Smith have them fired up for that second half. They certainly were the better team in the second half, Villa. There's no definite argument about that. West Brom certainly dominated the first. Could have had a couple of goals, but Villa laid siege, and Conor Horan's timely substitution was a key. It was a terrific piece of tactical announced there from Dean Smith. For terrific. He certainly got Villa purring in all cylinders. Remember, going into the playoffs, they were 1 defeat in 12. That was at home to Norwich, and the last day of the season, during that controversial game at Ellen Road, Villa get a free kick. Foul there on the Villa captain Jack Grealish. He's had a magnificent season, and a lot of people have said, I think he is a lot better player than a lot of people give him credit for. I think he should be in the Premier League. He may get there still with Aston Villa. He may well go in the summer. If they don't get up Villa, then I think there may be a few Premier League teams queuing up for his services, because he can offer the Premier League. He's too good a player to be really playing at this level. He's such a talent. As the ball goes back to Jed Steele, who's had a terrific last quarter of the season. His great form has coincided with Villa's terrific run. If you include the playoff win, it's 1 defeat now in 13. It's shows you all you need to know how well Villa have been playing coming into the back end of the season. Before that run, they were Lancashire in mid-table and struggling to keep ahead of their Midland rivals Birmingham. So what a run they've been on. As Taylor makes a great dash down the left-hand side, but his lack of pace showed in the end. The former Swansea man, that looks a foul there by Al Ghazi on Aldgate. Again, the running battles carry on again. So we had 18 and a half minutes gone here at the Hawthorns. It's West Bromwich Albion 0, Aston Villa 0, and Villa leading from the first leg 2-1 on aggregate. Winners, of course, will play Derby or Leeds, who play off 24 hours from now, live on this channel at Ellen Road tomorrow evening. We'll have full commentary, and I'll be in the box in Ellen Road for that intriguing semi-final. It's bound to be an absolute classic. That's surely a foul there on one of the West Brom players, but the referee wasn't interested, and it's a chance here. Oh, the foul there on El Ghazi, but no, the referee's waved it away. That's consistent referee, whether or not he got both decisions wrong or not. That's still consistent. Brunt has kept it in against Al Mohammed. He was a little bit shy there. Villa get the throw in to the disconsolation of the West Brom supporters. I did think it was a West Brom throw in, and it's Villa's ball. We're not talking politics. This is not a politics. This is not a politics stream. This is a football stream. So can we just let politics go? Any political things or anything that's bound to cause a little bit of friction, we do not need on this channel. Thank you very much. There are 6 moderators on this channel, and you will be and that comment will be taken down. So and I will be doing that at half time. There's no need for that, I'm afraid. Dash room. It's nothing to do with football. Let's keep the non-football stuff out of it. That really does, I'm afraid, annoy me. This is not why. This is not why we're in this. It does frustrate me. We do have guidelines you have to follow. Anyway, here's Neil Taylor now for Villa. Grealish. Good advantage play by Chris Cameron and the referee as Taylor crosses it in, but the advantage comes to nothing. As Taylor crossed in, it wasn't the best cross in the world. And it's out for a goal kick to West Brom. 21 minutes gone here at the Hawthorns. 0-0. But you have been warned now, folks. If you are going to make opportunity, say things like that, I'm afraid you cannot do that. And here come Bella again with Hurahan. And really, it has been a good watch again first half. And I have been well, it's been a terrific game. Just remember, if you're going to make derogatory comments or make silly political statements that have nothing to do with the game, the moderators, and there's 5 of them on at any one time, so you could have as many as 2, maybe 4 to 5 moderators during one match, and they will be taken down. I've got to remind you of that fact. Ray Jones is on up the Villa, he says. We're halfway through the first half, 22 minutes gone, still 0-0 on the night, but Villa leading from that first leg by 2-1, but Brent has stolen it for West Brom deep inside Villa territory, but across comes Conor Hurahan to mop up any possible danger. As the long ball comes in towards El Ghazi. Faisal, good evening to you. Nothing's happening as regards to any goals tonight. There's been no goals in the second leg so far, but Villa still holding that 2-1 aggregate lead. Just to keep you updated, Faisal. And if anyone who's just joined us, or anybody who's new to the channel and he's been commenting respectfully, you have an opportunity in the second half, around about the 65th minute, for all our live matches. Eclair was sent off. He was, oh, fair enough. But I don't mind eating an Eclair, actually. Just to remind you guys, around about the 65th minute mark, we have a supplementary competition just to keep people involved with the game a bit more. The JB Man in a Match, and I'll be telling you more about that when we get under before the start of the second half. So, just anyone that's new, and if you are new and you respect him and you're respecting the comments section, feel free to hit that subscribe button and leave a like if you like, and also hit that notification bell for any future streams or videos. We've got one tomorrow night, and then on Saturday it's the FA Cup final between Watford and Manchester City, going for that domestic treble. And there's been a bit of story about, as Brunt brings it away for West Brom. You're not missing anything at the moment whilst I'm talking to you, but there's been a development with regards to Manchester City. They're under investigation by UEFA into breaking of fair play rules, which means that they could be expelled from next season's Champions League competition, and Arsenal would go in their place, which would sort of make the Europa final a little bit of a, not the edge off it a little bit, it would just be a normal final. We will be covering that from back home, and of course we'll have the European Cup final with Chris Whiteman on the 1st of June to end our live coverage. And of course we'll possibly look into the club coverage. We may well possibly look into covering England in the Nations League semi-finals and possible final. Well, let's just keep political and stuff out of it. There are 5 moderators on there. Anything that happens, let's just keep that out. We are not a racist channel. We are open to anything like that. So no, Faison, so nothing like that. What you're putting on or anything like that. Nobody's suggested anything, so let's just keep it. Let's keep the comments clean. Let's keep the show family. We respect every sort of religion and everything else, and I hope that doesn't spoil your enjoyment of what's been a terrific commentary so far. Let's just concentrate on the football, and so far it's been a terrific first half, but no goals. I know you're not racist, Basil. I'm not saying you are, so don't worry about that. It's just a broad spectrum, because there has been a few derogatory comments before you came on, so we're just trying to keep the comments clean. It's just a broad thing. It's nobody's, we're not blaming one person or another, Faisal. It's just the way we operate these games on a daily basis. But we do have 5 moderators on, and if anyone does make any bad comments, they will be taken down. But let's just talk about the football, keep the comments to football, and everyone will be happy then. Okay, let's not get bogged down by anything. Enjoy the commentary, enjoy the night, and whoever goes through will deserve to go through over the course of the evening. Right, now that's settled, let's get on with the game. Free kick to Aston Villa, which Jed Steer will take. Let's get on with the commentary and not worry about too much stuff. We are a family show. Anyway, back to the game, and how Ghazi now comes forward, and good pass there by Mason Holgate, and here's a chance for West Brom. And don't worry, Mickey, everything's fine, don't worry. Everything's fine. We're just going to concentrate on the football. Let's not concern ourselves about anything else that's gone before. Let's just get on with the commentary. We've had 27 minutes of this, and it's been a very good first half, but Villa still leading from that first leg, 2-1. And I'm afraid Faisal is doing himself no favours at all. Can we keep religion and politics out of it? Here's Rodriguez as the ball gets crossed in, and that is behind for a corner. I'm afraid, Faisal, you will not be appearing on this channel again. Russ Vernon, thank you very much for moderating. We have 5 moderators. We did warn you at the start. We did warn you. And I'm afraid you will not be appearing on this channel. If you're going to make derogatory comments, then we're not going to allow anything on it. We're not racist. Nothing's like that, and I think you have been a little bit out of order there. We allow this is a family show. We do not accept religious sort of taunts or anything or any political stuff. This is a football stream, right? This is about football. This is a game. Let's just get on with it. Right, anyway, let's get back to the game, folks. Let's not concern ourselves with anything else. Holgate with a throw, level with the edge of the area. And a header one in the back post, it's gone in! And West Brom have scored, and it's Craig Dawson! The man who came off injured at half-time on Saturday had scored the first goal tonight, and it's level on aggregate. It's 2-2. Now we have a semi-final. Dwight Gale punches the air with delight. And all of a sudden, it's all back in the melting pot. It all came from the long throw from Holgate. There was a little flick on, maybe by Rodriguez in there. But in fact, it was Dawson with the first flick. I thought he might have got a deflection off of defender. But it's got it to the left-hand corner. And West Brom lead on the night. And are level on aggregate. It kissed it off the post. It kissed it off the left-hand post and in. Dean Smith knows that's a blow against him. And James Sham, what a moment for him. And Dwight Gale. His prayers were answered. Craig Dawson. 2-2 on aggregate. 1-0 to West Brom on the night. And thank you to Russ for moderating it for me tonight as well. Russ is working down on the pitch tonight. But, and he's doing a sterling job. Well, let's just keep the comments clean, otherwise we'll have to close the chat. And we don't want to do that. So 3 shots to 1 in favour of Albion. As Villa now looking to hit back straight away. 1 on target, that was the header, that's just got it off the post from Craig Dawson. Tonight to be now for Villa. 10 yards from halfway. Into Jack Grealish once again. Well, don't worry, Yellow X. He's been deleted, and he will not be appearing on this channel ever again. Let's just concentrate on the football. He's caused a bit of a stir, our friend Faisal, as the cross comes in towards the edge of the penalty area. Sometimes it's just one of those things. Well, let's just talk about the football. We're not here to make comments about religious or political stuff. We are fair. We're fair. Yes, I agree. Right, let's get back to the football, because this is a really good semi-final now, because if you've joined us late, West Brom have just scored. We've played nearly 32 minutes. Craig Dawson, after 29, has given West Brom the lead from a long throw-in on the right-hand side, and it was flicked on by Dawson, kissed it off the left-hand post, and it went in, and it's 2-2 on aggregate. And if it stays this way, ladies and gents, we will have extra time, and I think everyone will want a bit of extra time. I've certainly enjoyed myself commentating on these 2 legs. Anyway, here comes Villa trying to make inroads. The ball just too high for Agazi as the cross came in from the right-hand side. But it's Albion on the break now with Johansson, and Phillips making a good dash as well through the centre. The ball played back to Jed Steele, who had little or no chance on the goal. But remember, in the first leg, Villa were 1 down and then came back to win. So Villa's task is not changed in the sense they just need to score again. A foul in the centre circle given for a foul there on Bartley, who played really well in the first leg. Referee Chris Cameron having to have eyes in the back of the head at the moment. Free kick on halfway to be taken by Brunt. 10 for 9-11 Luke says Aston Villa will definitely get back into the game. My prediction now is 2-1 to Villa. Well, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. Villa just need to stay calm, see it out to half time if they can get an equaliser. Oh, Steering ran right through him. He may have actually been fouled there, but a goal kick has been given anyway. Well, Agazi was fouling him there, quite honestly. I don't think you can blame the goalkeeper for that one at all. Anyway, Steer has got himself a figure 3 kick. Meanwhile, Holgate being spoken to there by his manager James Shan. Well, it's been some semi-final this. I don't think there's any doubts about that. So we are back to the game. Let's hopefully enjoy what's been an enthralling second leg. I hope all that nonsense on the comment section has not spoilt your enjoyment of the commentary of the second leg. And sometimes these comment sections, it's a bit hit and miss sometimes. We had a few nasty problems last season, which meant I had to close the comment section down for half a season. I don't really want to be going through that moment here again. As Grealish is taken out there off the ball, and he was taken out quite conclusively there, I've got to tell you, by Johansson. Ray Jones is from America, Villa fan. Need Villa to get back into the Premier League, as they don't show the Football League in the United States, only the Premier League. Yeah, of course. NBC cover the game over in America, so I'm told. Rebecca Lowe stays stateside now, presenting the coverage this season, and she does a marvellous job there, I believe. Robbie Earl and Robbie Mustoe, I believe. Clive Tilsley joined their commentary team towards the back end of the season. Last 10 minutes of the first half was an attempted 50-yarder from Conor Hourihane. Sailed over the crossbar from Villa. A goal kick to West Brom. Russ's team leads. We'll be covering them this time tomorrow evening. Russ, I believe, has got tickets for that game, so he won't be listening along to my commentary. But they've got a 1-0 lead, a bit of a controversial one. Derby had a penalty given and then overturned, but then Leeds snatched the goal through Kamal Roof, and they've got an advantage. And here's Grealish going through. He was shelled there, surely, said to the referee, just outside the box. And that could be a denying of the goal scoring opportunity. That's what is it? Well, they surrounded the referee. Definitely outside the box as Grealish made his way in. I'm not sure that's a denial of a goal scoring opportunity. They were covering defenders. Ghazi was there too. Yeah, definite free kick outside the box. But it's a dangerous one for Villa because it's right on the edge. Another couple of yards and that could have easily been the referee could have easily ordered a penalty. Well, inside the last 10 minutes, this is Conor Hourihane country. Jack Grealish running towards the bench there. He's having a word with the... In fact, there's an injury. There's an injury there to one of the Villa lads. I can't tell who it is. I think it's El Ghazi. It is. He was the man wrongly sent off at Leeds. You may remember when Bradford made a bit of a meal of things. But all that's now been forgotten about, as Dean Smith and John Terry have one or two words to say to the linesman. John Terry's not one to mince his words, as we all know from his Chelsea days. This is the foul by Rodriguez on Mings, and I have to say Rodriguez was a little bit stupid there, I have to tell you. This was the goal which led to... This is the goal, long throwing. Dawson winning the header quite clearly. Steer had no chance, kissed it off the post. And Dawson did really well to get a good flick on that and put West Brom into the lead on the night. They're not in a commanding position by any means because it's 2-2 on aggregate, but because Villa could be liable here to hit a free kick. Jack Grealish is behind this one. So too is number 18, Tammy Abraham. El Ghazi is just off the field for a second or two. 7 minutes left of the first half to play, plus any stoppage time that might be added on by the fourth official here. He's had a busy night tonight, Chris Cameron, the referee. As I said, comes from Manchester. Sam Johnston, the former Villa goalkeeper, erected a wall. He's got 5 West Brom players and a Villa player in amongst them, trying to create a bit of space in the wall. The wall is perfectly placed. The full 10 yards back. It's to the left of the D. 20 yards out. Hourihane hits it low, but hits the defensive wall. It was a poor free kick from Conor Hourihane. It just hasn't had the same effect as he did in the first leg at Villa Park of 3 days ago. Been a little bit disappointed with Conor Hourihane so far. Villa have had 3 shots, and so too have West Brom, but that 1-0 target from Craig Dawson that did hit the target has counted big time as Kieran Gibbs makes a break on the left hand side for West Bromwich Albion. Remember, Villa attacking the goal to the left in the first half, Albion to the opposite end to the right. As Dawson now comes charging forward, finds Mason Holgate, who him and Ghazi have had a real battle royale in this first 39.5 minutes. And here's Holgate once again, a little chip forward in towards the edge of the penalty area. And the ball is hooked away once more. In fact, Mikulas is from Ethiopia, so it's nice to have people from abroad as well, because remember this stream is going out all over the world. So we are a channel that branches out in the world. We branch to the United States, and we branch out as we've been heard in Australia and Japan and over different countries in Europe. Anyway, here's begin now for Villa. And this cross needs to be a good one, but it's not. It's a poor one, really, from Green. He feels that he should have a free kick there, but referee's not having any of it. Neesmith frowning a little bit down below me on the touchline. Looks like he'll have to do the same sort of team talk of Titanic proportion as he did on Saturday. Surrounding the two benches, West Brom have got Brom, the goalkeeper, Morrison, Townsend, Montero, Lecco, Adebayo, apologies for the pronunciation, and Harper for Villa, Howes, the goalkeeper, Glenn Whelan, Jelinek, Davis, Kodja, Karanic, and Adoma. So there's plenty of match winners possibly to come off the bench. If you joined us late, I'll go after 29 minutes with Craig Dawson. Has given Villa something to think about here. And yes, Russ will be back next year. He won't be commentating another role for sure tomorrow night because he's going to the match. He's going to be watching it as a spectator. He's a Leeds fan, of course. And his team won up going into that second leg. And there are a few Russ Vernon commentaries on the Jamie Carrott YouTube channel. We have a sort of a playlist for all our live matches. We're into our 68th game of the season. Looks like we might hit the 70 mark for the first time domestically in club football. In a season of club football, we hit 30 or 40 in the first 2 years. But for the first 2 years, admittedly, I did all most of the commentaries. But we've had a few from our old friend Chris Whiteman, who I've been speaking to recently. I saw on Sunday for the Burnley match, which we lost 3-1. And of course, there'll be a video for any Burnley fans tuning in. We'll have a special end of season review report on Burnley in the next couple of days or so. As Taylor gets the ball back, as El Ghazi goes for a speculative shot just after the penalty area and hits straight into the arms of the goalkeeper Sam Johnson, who was covering the near left hand post, and it was an easy one, just bounced a couple of times. It wasn't hit with any real ferocity as right footed shot, but it was easy for the goalkeeper, who's just taking his time. But the job isn't done yet for West Brom. It's only half the job because it's level on aggregate. Of course, they're winning on the night, which is great for them, but it's 2-2 on aggregate, and Villa still very much involved in this. One goal for Villa, and the tide could turn once again, or one goal either way, and then the tide will definitely turn. As Conor Hourihane comes forward towards halfway, finds Jack Grealish, needs to get himself involved a bit more. Finds Tammy Abraham. Grealish with the run. Abraham was fouled midway inside the West Brom half, and Abraham wants a bit more than just a free kick. He wants a yard card for the Albion player who fouled him. Maybe just be advised just to carry on. Russ's last game was a terrific one for Wolves, the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. And he's done some terrific games as well during the course of the season. Crystal Palace, Liverpool being one, and he did West Ham against Liverpool. There's just 3 of the important games that he's done for me over the last 12 months. And of course he did some World Cup commentaries last year along with Chris. Chris has done some big matches, and he will be on the mic on June the 1st for the big European Cup final in Madrid. Don't miss it, because we'll have it live between Liverpool and Tottenham. You get so much girls, JB. I wish you could get as much as you. Well, if you work hard and get the videos right, there's no reason why you can't have 500 subscribers, Basie. I'll tell you that now. You work hard with your YouTube channel, you'll get subscribers and you'll get listeners, or viewers even for that matter. You never give up. Have a try. Do some content. I'll even advise you what content. And of course, later on in the summer, we'll be launching JB2, which is a non-football related channel, as the ball is hooked in there, but it's headed away by Mings, but only as far as the ball gets back in from Jacob Murphy, but it's hooked away there by Aston Villa. And a chance for Taylor to get it down the line. But only as far as Craig Dawson, whose 29th minute goal has given lift off at the moment, at this stage anyway, for Albion. But it's level on aggregate. Let's not forget that Villa are not trailing on aggregate. We're now into stoppage time at the end of the first half, for which we only have the 1 minute, so it has been quite a free-flowing first half. We'll give Chris Kavanagh a little bit of credit for that, as the ball comes across from right to left flank, but it's cut out by Villa. And John McGinn, the former Hibernian player, is fouled, and it will be a free kick, Johansson. And Grealish and Huran getting involved. There's a little bit of afters going on here, Murphy, and the passions of this West Midlands semi-final now just coming to the boil here, probably getting towards boiling point down there on the field. Villa wanting to take a quick free kick, but and now McGinn is having a few words. Johansson did cause a lot of the problems in the first leg, of course there's Brom involved as well. Well, we've had about a minute of the 1 minute. I think there'll be a little bit more time added on at the end of this. John McGinn just needs to calm down a little bit. He is frustrated. It's Brunt's challenge on McGinn. In fact, he had him. Oh, he stamps on him there. I think he stamps on McGinn. I think if the referee gets a better view of this, I think, yes, he stamps on his arm. Why isn't the referee actually attempting to send Chris Brunt off? He said a blatant stamp. It's a blatant stamp by Chris Brunt. Is he staying on the field? Looks as if he's staying on the field. He's not even been booked. I find that a disgrace. As the referee goes to the tunnel, well, don't think it's been the best 45 minutes for refereeing from Chris Cameron, that's for sure. Craig Dawson's goal, though. I'm sure you would. Anyway, back to the game as the half-time whistle goes. We've got a West Brom in the lead by 1-0. A goal after 29 minutes from Craig Dawson, taken from the right-hand side. A throw-in taken from the right-hand side by Mason Holgate. Caused a lot of confusion in the Villa defence. Dawson headed it on, hit the post and went into the net. There has been some need on. Maybe Chris Brum right at the end of that first half there could and possibly should have been sent off for a clear stab on John McGinn. But at the moment, it's West Brom leading on the night, but it's evenly poised this first leg. 2-2 on aggregate. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and after that break, the whole of the second half coming your way. But it's been a competitive first 45 minutes, and this semi-final as a whole has definitely, in my opinion, not disappointed one bit. Half time here at the Hawthorns, as I say, 1-0 to West Brom and 2-2 on aggregate. Join me for the second half after the break. Welcome back to the Hawthorns. We're just awaiting the two teams to come out for the second half. If you joined us late, it's West Brom 1, Villa 0 on the night, and it's 2-2 on aggregate. So if it was to stay this way after 90 minutes, we'll go on to extra time, and if it was still level after that, a penalty shootout. Just to remind you that away goals do not count in playoffs semi-finals. Right, a quick word on the comment section. I cannot stress this enough. We are a family programme. Please keep the comments clean. Please keep it to the football, because quite honestly the first half from some of you guys was really appalling with some of the comments. I can't read them out. You know, I need to read these out. I can't be seen here using derogative language, industrial language. There's no room for it on the live stream. And there will be a video, and there'll be another and I'll be making a special video to remind people, because I haven't done one in a year. Because for the last year, since I've reopened the comments, because last season for a while, this is the last, I was going to say all this and then we're going to go on with the game. But these comment sections, the reason why I open it up is because I want people to discuss the game. Right? Nothing other than the game should be discussed. You can say hi, you can ask me for a shout out, as long as you keep the comments clean. There's no problem with that. Talk about the game though, not about anything else. I'm not going to get drawn into anything else. I just want to see that comment section used properly. There were I've got to remind you, there were 5 and I'm going to say all this in a video that I'm going to do after I've done commentary tonight, because it needs drumming in, I'm afraid. It really does. But to those who have commented respectfully, well done to you guys. There are just a minority, and they won't be appearing on the channel again. But anyway, that's the last I'm going to talk about it on this particular live. But I will do a video, because it needs to sink in with some people that may have not known about it before. But we have a zero tolerance on industrial language on live commentary streams. It's alright on other videos and things like that, but let's enjoy it. Kiki 1874 is a Villa fan. You have to have you on board. If you are new and you've been respectfully doing the comment section, do drop us a subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for future streams and videos and whatnot. Anyway, both teams are back out for the second half. Let's concentrate on the next 45 minutes now. Intriguing second leg here at the Hawthorns, where Villa trail on the night, but it's level on aggregate 2-2. West Brom goal coming after 29 minutes. Craig Dawson with the goal, and the flags are out for the second half. West Brom, well, who's going to get the next goal? If it was to end 1-1, Villa will go through 3-2. A 2-1 West Brom win will still take us into extra time. But whatever, if any aggregate score is level after 90 minutes, we will have extra time. No away goals. I should stress that, and I can't stress that enough, and I'll be saying the same thing at Leeds tomorrow night as we get underway. Both teams unchanged, but Dean Smith will have had we'll have to give him very mother of all-time tea talks. Thank you, Kiki, for subscribing. Very nice to have you with us, and of course hit the notification bell if you want to know about any future videos or streams coming up. And of course we'll have Leeds against Derby tomorrow. Leeds winning that game at Llewellyn on 1-0 on the first leg, and that will be played to a finish at Ellen Road tomorrow night, and goodness knows what an atmosphere that's going to be as well. Leeds finished third, Derby 6. This is between West Brom, who finished the regular season in 4th position, and Villa placed behind in 5th. Of course, one defeat in 13 coming to tonight. Of course, they came from behind at Villa Park 3 days ago to win 2-1. Should have probably won it by 3-1, but West Brom could have and should have had a penalty towards the end of that first leg at Villa. But here's Grealish now for Aston Villa into El Ghazi. El Ghazi tries to turn, gets the cross in. It's a corner, and in fact Villa are attacking the goal to our right, where all the Villa supporters, there's about 2,500 of them behind Sam Johnston's goal. Well, Dean Smith gave a very, very rousing half-time talk a week ago, a few days ago in that first leg, as he had the same effect here tonight. Villa were much better, I felt, in the second half of the first leg, and then they were in the first, and been the same sort of pattern here tonight. But West Brom arguably could have been down to 10 men with that stamp from Chris Brunt. As Hurahan is fouled, referee right in a good position, and I thought it was a foul. And England have beaten Pakistan in the cricket. They were chasing, I think, 338 was it, to win that one-day international. If that's a great win there. That's a nice one to take into the forthcoming Cricket World Cup, which starts in fact next month right here in England. And England are going to be amongst the favourites to win that particular competition. We've won the Football World Cup, we've won the Rugby World Cup. How about the Cricket World Cup, folks? Wouldn't be a bad little hat trick, that, would it? Anyway, free kick which Hurahan will take on the left hand side, just almost level with the 18-yard line of West Brom as that ball is floated in. It didn't really clear the near post. Really shall have a go at trying to run at them, and Hurahan now on the far side, low crossing towards the 6-yard area where Abraham was coming forward. They were chasing down 3:59. Well, it wasn't too far away, 20 runs out, but I've not been following the cricket much this summer, but we will bring you commentary highlights of the Cricket World Cup throughout the summer, and we'll try and bring you some cricket and some tennis and some Formula 1 commentaries while we're off the air with football until August. Of course, for all you Premier League fans out there, the Premier League fixtures are out on, I think, the 13th of June, and the first game of the season is on the 10th of August, with the Community Shield played the Sunday before. As the cross comes in, chance here for Villa, and it's El Mohammadi coming forward. El Mohammadi just losing out there. Good punch away there from the original cross by El Ghazi by Sam Johnston. Still 1-0 to West Brom, 2-2 on aggregate, but here come West Brom with Murphy now, edge of the Villa penalty area. Has to pirouette to turn away from 3 claret-shirted defenders, and in the end he was crowded out. Villa had retreated and got enough bodies back around about their own edge of the penalty area to stop Murphy from going any further forwards. And here's Green, intercepted a long pass out, and Green takes it on the right hand side. He's got Abraham in the centre. Green darts infield from the right, but runs straight into Johansson, who gets the ball away, and now Mings could get the ball back to Jed Steer with a casual left-footed low clearance back to Janetzavi, the on-loan defender from Manchester United. Into Conor Hurahan, inside the centre circle, gets it back now just inside the West Brom half. That looked a foul there on Tammy Abraham, but the referee was happy enough for Barkley to play on. Nearly 5 minutes gone in the second half. Still remains 1-1 with 2-2 and with a 2-2 aggregate. As things stand at the moment, if the score stayed the same, we have extra time and possibly penalties at the end. And what's been a dramatic playoff, and Tammy Abraham is still down injured, I'm told. I can see, and could be problems here for Villa. Now let's see what did Barkley shove him to the ground. He certainly went down in a bit of a heat there, Tammy Abraham. And he's holding his left shoulder. The Villa physio staff on now to check on Tammy Abraham, on loan from Chelsea, of course, until the end of the season. Potentially, if they lose tonight, that could be his last game of his loan spell. So Messrs Dean Smith and John Terry have got to look at this now and think, what do we do here? They will have amongst their attacking changes Albert Adoma, Jonathan Codger, amongst two I can mention. It's a difficult one to call, but I wonder if Tammy will be okay to play on. He's a tough cookie, Tammy Abraham, a terrific goal scorer in this division. Only managed 4 goals in the Premier League last season when he was on loan at Swansea, a team that were so badly relegated. Russ is down on pitch side for local radio as well as for us a little bit tonight, beating me information down on the touchline. Codger could come on, but I think Tammy will try and play on As another West Brom throw comes in on the edge of the 6-yard area, low in line with the 6-yard area. This time Villa defend it much better. Comes to Holgate again on the far side, who took the original throw in, and the ball's wicked in towards the penalty area. Rodriguez went on. Abraham is back on, I'm told, by Russ, who's our touchline reporter. Well, he's reporting back to me anyway on the messages. But he's having a busy night, is our Russ. As West Brom almost went in search of a second goal. 7 minutes of the second half gone, still 1-0 to West Brom. That 29th minute goal from Dawson, and here is a chance now for West Brom. Shot coming in from at 25 yards from Chris Brom with his left foot, and he can smash a long range shot. As we've seen down the years, Chris Brom, John McGinn giving the ball away a little bit casually there, running into trouble, and Brunt winning the ball back, getting it onto his left foot and striking it well, but just too high and into the stand behind Steer's goal for a goal kick. Abraham seems very much okay, and he's trying to run things for Villa at the moment, and that's a poor kick away by Steer. Could be punished. Shot comes in off the line, and then Rodriguez couldn't finish the job. Jed Steer, a very lucky goalkeeper indeed. Didn't use his brain there, tried to play a pass that clearly wasn't on, then the shot came in. I think it might have been from Jacob Murphy. Murphy's shot kicked off the line by Mings, and in fact it was Rodriguez who hit it over the bar from 6 yards. Let off there for Villa. West Brom could have been 2-0 ahead and 3-2 on aggregate ahead if they'd taken that chance. 2 shots to 1 in favour of West Brom on target. They're leading the shot count by 6-4 at goal. But it's a very even Stevens second leg. But it's West Brom shading this second leg, but it's level on aggregate. Here's Johnston now from his own 6-yard box. Kicks away. In fact, it was Chris Brunt, I'm corrected, and not Rodriguez. It's very difficult to spot the names and the numbers because we are a bit far away in the commentary box, but Russ, very nearer to the touchline than I am, certainly had a better view than I did, but and he was in the position to correct me there, and he did really well for me here as West Brom again going in search of a second goal, which would give him that little bit of insurance policy. It was Phillips down that far side, and this really is an atmosphere now, a carnival atmosphere here around this fantastic Hawthorns ground. Remember, Villa relegated 3 years ago. Villa just last season. Dawson, who scored in the first half, comes up again for this set piece. And Bartley will come forward. And you can back your ball. Hegazi will come forward as well. Bartley walking casually towards the penalty spot. Now the corner from the far side. Can West Brom get themselves a second into the 6-yard area? It goes, and it's headed away. I do apologise, and hopefully that won't disturb it too much. It's just the microphone. It's just the headset. It does buzz a little bit, so I do apologise. It's just unfortunate the way it is, you know. But hopefully that's a little bit better. We have had to take the. I've had to plug it into the mains just to get some battery on it, so you know, because we hooked up to a PlayStation 4 to do the streaming, as the ball is given away rather carelessly, and Murphy could take that up in towards the edge of the area, pull back towards Rodriguez, and in the end Tyrone Mings, cool as you like, just hooking that away as far up the field as you can. And now Villa under the cosh here with 10 minutes gone in the second half, still 1-0 to Albion. But Villa a little bit under the cosh. It's still 2-2 on aggregate, incidentally. Villa taking a 2-1 lead here tonight. But I have to say, West Brom have been far more domineering in terms of a good attack. And to be fair, they haven't missed Dwight Gale too much. Now, the referees, again, got some decisions to make. He's giving it, I think it was to do with a disputed throw-in, which has gone West Brom's way, is it? Well, Tyrone Mings is now down on his haunches. It's, well, 9 months of our toil is now boiling down to this next 30 odd minutes or so. And just to remind you about the JB Man of the Match award, When we get a breaking play, that is, because Rodriguez has it on the edge of the area, shoots, and it hits it straight at Jed Steer in the end. That sort of swivel shot with his right foot and straight down the goalkeeper's throat. He actually had to take the ball the second time of asking there, Jed Steer, because it came out once again. Right, Jamie, man of the match now. Just to remind you, under 10 minutes, we will have... And Reg is a West Brom fan, as he truly corrected me on Saturday. I initially thought he was a Blue Nose, but he's not. He's an Albion. He's a Baggies fan, and his team are leading on the night. Well, on again, but here's Conor Hooren, who can hit shots from 25 yards out, as we saw in that first leg. So anything could still happen yet. West Brom level on aggregate. Well, I'll tell you about the JB man of the match after this attack as soon as we get a breaking play, because we'll tell you the instructions on how to vote in a second. Villa get a throw midway inside the Albion half, but they had to retreat. And Mings now with Rodriguez breathing down his neck there, the central striker, the lone striker tonight. That's to be now in field to Hurahan. He needs to have a better influence. Grealish has been rather quiet, I feel, in the second half. So far, they need a little bit of guidance from Jack Grealish, as I've said. He's a good enough player. That's a foul there on Grealish by Johansson. 3 kick and a yellow card to the West Brom man. 15 yards inside the West Brom half, just to the left of centre in field. So a little bit of danger now for West Brom, who have missed glorious opportunities to go 2 up in this second leg. Place up Wembley up for grabs. It's got to be decided tonight, and it's also going to be decided that second leg, second semi-final tomorrow between Derby and Leeds. Leeds at home tomorrow night at Ellen Road, which on a night like that will be an absolute cauldron, and we'll be there to bring that one to you live as the ball comes in towards the back post where Green is waiting. Villa still on the attack. It's El Mohammadi now. Infielder John McGinn. John McGinn gets it off left footed, but it skews wide of the left hand post into the Villa fans. And behind for a West Bromwich Albion goal kick. Right, JB man in the match. 65 minutes we start the voting. But I'll just remind you, if you are new, or you haven't been on for a long time, 34,000 expected in the road tomorrow. It should be a cracking atmosphere up there tomorrow, I have to say. Right, man of the match time. Should explain. Now, man of the match, all you've got to do in the comment section between the 65th minute and the 90th minute is choose the name of the player that you want to choose as the JB man of the match. It's a supplementary thing. It's just to get you guys a bit more interacting, as Tammy Abraham is well tackled there by Agazi. Then McGinn loses out. So back to man of the match. So if you want a particular player that you like and you think he's had a good game, just put the name of your chosen player. But it's important that for the vote to count, you hashtag it with the hashtag JBMOTM. It's important you write that hashtag, because it will count as a corner is one at the there to Albion, as Gibbs got the shot cross off, and it's behind for a corner, and it's going to be but the voting does not start, folks, until the 65th minute, and I'll tell you when to start voting, and I'll remind you of how you do that again. But I just thought I'd better refresh your memories, or for the benefit of those who are new to the channel. Anyway, Matt Phillips with the corner, left hand side into the penalty area it goes, towards the back post. We're a bit early yet for man of the match, 65th minute, but we'll count it because it is. In fact, we'll start it now. Start it from the 60th minute mark, because Reg has started us off. Agazi's man of the match, and West Brom get another corner. So we'll start the man of the match from now to the 90th minute. So we'll make an exception tonight. Usually 65th minute, but Reg has decided to start things off, and I think we'll let him. So that counts. So Agazi gets 1 vote for man of the match, and whoever gets the most votes incidentally, we'll get our posthumous award, if you like, our supplementary award. Carl Bartley is Russ's choice, so we've got 1 vote apiece, and if it is level on certain players at the end, I get the cast vote, being the commentator and all. But if we have hopefully we'll have an outright winner by 90 minutes. Anyway, another corner to West Brom, knocking on the door here for a second one. And whoa, in towards the 6-yard area. It's a bit of a crowd scene in there. Up goes Agagi, and then they're all in there. And in the end, It was Phillips with a header that right at the far post on the right hand side that in the end nodded it over from about 4 or 5 yards. Bit of a crowd scene. Phillips went in for it first. Ghazi was there, and in fact, I think it might have been Chris Brom who got the final header in. But it's over the top in any case, and a goal kick it is to Villa, which Steer will take now. Kicks it away left-footed. Just gets over halfway down the field, and then it's headed back, and Mings will get it back to his goalkeeper, who can pick it up from headers back, but not from actual passing back. And again, Steer was a little bit fortunate there. That throw out almost cost them again, because at the moment Murphy is having a lot of success in closing these long balls down. That's a foul inside the centre circle there by Bartley. A little bit clumsy there, but Jen Steer there is having a very poor second half on his distribution side of things. And if he makes another hash of it, it could cost Villa dearly. Well, it's going to be quite understandably a lot of tension here. This is a season's work rested on this next half an hour or so, maybe more, because if it lends this way after 90 minutes, we go on into extra time. And if it's still level after that, we have that dreaded penalty shootout, so we could potentially have a late finish here tonight. But there's still a long way to go. 63 gone. West Brom 1, Villa 0 on the night. 2-2 on aggregate. Here come Villa. Edge of the area. McGinn being held there by Ghazi. Surely there. The referee, I felt in a very good position, should have given a Villa a free kick there. I don't think the Villa have had too many of the big decisions go their way. And John McGinn, who was stamped on at the end of the first half by Chris Brom, who should have gone for me, who should have been sent off. Well, El Ghazi had a fistful of shirt, and I think that's a free kick on the edge for Villa. I don't think it's been Chris Kavanagh's finest hour tonight, I'll be honest with you. He wasn't exactly he has made some bad decisions. I remember him, I think I was commentating on a game at Burnley, and when he was the referee, and he gave some very, very poor decisions. In one Burnley game at Turf Moor where he got the needle from the referee. I think it might have been the Southampton game, where he failed to give a clear penalty when Ashley Barnes went through in the first half. Burnley did get a penalty later on, which Barnes took, but I think Kavanagh was the referee then, and he didn't really cover himself in much glory. It is very difficult. But here come West Brom again. Shot comes in from of 25 yards from Chris Brunt, and it's still wide, just wide. Good evening, Ethan. How are you? Well, I can tell you the score right now as that shot comes in. It's just wide past the post. West Brom leading 1-0. 29 minutes to go was timed if you joined us, Nate, from throw in from the right hand side and headed in by Craig Dawson. Kissed it off the left hand upright and in to give Villa, well, 1-0 deficit on the night, but it's 2-2 on aggregate, Ethan. And I hope you can join us. And don't forget the JB Man of the Match vote is now open, of course. Reg and Russ have voted, and one has gone for Ghazi, the other has gone for Kyle Bartley. Two stalwarts at the back for West Brom. Another cross comes in again from Kieran Gibbs, but it's well fielded this time, and that's a better throw out into the path for Jack Grealish by Jed Steer. And Villa now come forward, but again, good cut out again, this time from Mason Holgate. Holgate has had a great battle on that right hand side, it has to be said. Now Rodriguez, the furthest man forward, stopped quite easily there by Tyrone Mings. A foul there, and Krontu, who should have been sent off earlier. And look at Jack Grealish barging in. John McGinn getting involved, but Chris Brunt arguably should be sent off here. I think Chris Kavanagh, if he'd have seen that, had his time again on that stump before half time, I think, tell you what, I've seen reds for that. Chris Kavanagh books him, but I think Villa can feel a little bit aggrieved. I don't think that's a great challenge at all by Chris Brunt. I've got to be honest. He is that sort of a rough and tumble sort of player, which is great if you're on his team. Good man to have on your side, but that was a horrible tackle, and that on another day another referee could have given a red card. It was very dangerous, very reckless, and of course he could have been sent off before then for a clear stamp on John McGinn. controversy here. We've had the lot again. We had it all at Villa Park a few days ago, and we've got very much the same here. Riveting encounter. It's been a good watch, enjoyable, another pleasure. Let's hope for much the same at Ellen Road tomorrow, and then the FA Cup final on Saturday. We'll be on the air around about 4:30 with myself. We'll have all the build-up. Abide with me. The team's coming out the national anthem, the whole works. Kick-off 5 o'clock on the JB Clark YouTube channel, all live. Well, can City complete the domestic treble, which has never been done in English football, or will Watford win their first major trophy? History, either way, will be made on Saturday afternoon. Join me at 4:30 for live commentary of the FA Cup final of 2019 from Wembley. And of course, tomorrow we'll be at Ellen Road, and of course we'll be at Wembley again in just over 2 weeks for this. In 10 days' time for that Bank Holiday Monday showdown for the right to go into the Premier League and £130 million jackpot. Amazing, isn't it, to think that the winner is one of the most expensive finals in club football. Here's Taylor now, left-hand side for Grealish's pass. Back inside to Grealish, ends in the area. Villa needs something now from their captain. Here's Hurahan, 25 yards out. Funny might have had the shot. Shot comes in. Oh, that's a terrific save from El Ghazi by Sam Johnston. He was heading towards the left-hand corner, and the goalkeeper diving away to his right. Sam Johnston, the former Villa keeper, made a marvellous save, getting across there to deny El Ghazi an equaliser for Villa. But Villa still coming again with El Ghazi, but he hits the ball very, very badly, and it's fallen very nicely for Sam Johnston. I thought Hurahan might have had the shot. He fooled everybody there. El Ghazi got the shot out, maybe a little bit close to the goalkeeper. Then he thought it wasn't right in the corner enough, maybe, to test Johnson, but he still had to get down there. Johansson is suffering, I think, from maybe a bit of cramp. It's been a battle out there. No corner given. These local derbies, blood and thunder. But at the moment there's no sign as yet who will be going to Wembley at the end of May for that Championship playoff final. And of course, with it being deadlocked at 2-2, we need to find a winner tonight. Going through 90 minutes, extra time or penalties, and as things stand, the scoreline will take us to extra time. No Kamal Roof tomorrow, so that's a blow. I don't know whether it's a suspension or an injury. I'm sure Russell shed some light on that before then. Looks as if West Brom are about to make an alteration for the rest of this second half. Don't forget, JB man of the match, Reg and Russ have already voted. It's a calf problem, so it is an injury. He scored the only goal, and remember, in the first leg, Johansson might have to be replaced. So just to remind you of the JB man of the match, name of your player, hashtag it with JBMLTN, please. And you've got until the 90th minute. We've got just exactly 20 minutes, in fact. And we're into the 70th minute now. 1-0 to West Brom on the night. Still 2-2 on aggregate. As things stand, we are on course for extra time. This has been a marvellous game. So James Morrison comes on to replace Stefan Johansson, and Morrison, a real battler, gives everything, heart on the sleeve. He has done for so many years here at the Hawthorns. The ball now is back with Sam Johnston. A little bit of sportsmanship as well to lighten the mood here on a real battling evening here. Very warm, still very humid evening here in the Midlands, in the Black Country. Just look at Liverpool-Barcelona. No one expected Liverpool to win. A week ago when I did that commentary, and I expected extra time from that one. And we saw substitutions made in that one. But this one has been a very cracky one. Okay, there's been there's been no shortage of drama in some of the games that we've covered recently, and still no one's chickening out of the fight at all. This is El Mohammadi. There's going to be one big moment still before the 90 minutes are up. These players have a tendency to do that, as we've seen down the years. Oh, that looked a foul, but the referee says no. I thought it may have looked for that a little bit. Here's Morrison now getting his first touch, just on the left-hand side here. It looked as if he pirouetted away, and it looked as if the Villa player was fouled. It might have been Abraham who went down, but it's back with Sam Johnston anyway for West Bromwich Albion. Still leading on the night, but it's still deadlocked at 2 apiece on aggregate. So, but one goal. Now the next goal now could be so crucial, because if Villa get it, they go 3-2 in front, and the same for West Brom. A 2-0 win would be enough to do it. So anything can still happen now in the next 18 minutes plus stoppage time. Don't forget JB man of the match. Anyway, here come Villa now trying to launch an attack, but they've lost it again. And another foul there. That's going to be a free kick to West Brom. Taylor is furious with the linesman. Referee coming across. Is he going to get out the yellow card here? I think he's already been booked, Neil Taylor. I think the West Brom fans want him off. I don't think there's going to be anything untoward there. El Ghazi had given the ball away initially, and, well, it was Mason Holgate. I think he gets the ball there, Taylor, to me. I think he gets the ball. I think he's a little bit unlucky there, Neil Taylor. I don't think it's a red card offence. He gets the ball. But, well, referee's in a better position. Well, the referee, to be fair, was in a better position than I, but I told he got the ball, but the referee's given a free kick to Albion. 2,000 have turned up, 25,702. A great turnout tonight, and it's been a packed stadium. Taylor did get booked for that incident. Chris Brunt to take the free kick on the right hand side, the far side as we look. 2,000 have travelled the 2 miles from Villa Park. Anyway, Brunt, left footed, free kick, right hand side. 74 minutes gone. 16 to play. The ball floated in left foot into the 6-yard area, and that was a dangerous free kick from Chris Brunt. And in the end, Villa dealt with it. Chris Brunt should not be on the pitch for me after that stupendous stamp. After that moment of madness, and that could have been a corner to West Brom. Ever thought about taking this whole thing further? Commentary, I mean. Well, we do enough during the course of the season, Reg, to be quite honest. We do other videos, we do vlogs and things like that. If you look at the channel, we do a wide range of things. And of course, JB2, which is a non-sporting channel, more of an entertainment thing, that will be happening soon. Meanwhile, back on planet Earth, we've got a substitute in here for West Brom. And it's Raheem Harper who's going to come on, number 34, young lad coming through the ranks here at Albion. Matt Phillips off, young lad, pacey. We're keen to do well. Quarter of an hour to go, and this tie is very much in the balance. What do you mean by further? Do you want to commentate yourself, Reg? We'll be happy. And the Doma's come on, in fact, for Villa. I'm not sure who he replaced. I was looking at the screen. Can Russ, can you confirm that substitution for me, please? The Albion Adoma one. I just need to know who's come off. We'll get that confirmed in just a second with Russ, I hope. Right, quarter of an hour left here at the Hawthorns, and what's been a marvellous semi-final second leg, but still no knowing who's going to go through tonight. It might have been Green, I think, who'd been sacrificed. I'm just checking with Russ and making sure that I've got this one right. It was Green off, and obviously Phillips had gone off and Harper on, so my initial hunch was correct, but I just needed Russ's confirmation, and he's confirmed what I thought, so thank you, Russ. Anyway, here's Al Mohammadi to get the ball forward, looking for Abraham, who's just not really got into it. Oh, a little shoved there by Bartley there. I think West Brom have played on just the right side of the gamesmanship line, but it's been very, very tough going. They are fighting to stay in this playoff. But both sides not chickening out of the fight. There's no doubt about that. They've both using it all up now as we go forward with, as Villa go forward with El Mohammadi down the right hand side. Inside the West Brom half he goes. Infield to Hurahan. Hurahan now just checks back. He's faced by James Morrison. Plays the ball infield to Abraham, who's slipped there as he tried to control the ball about 25 yards from the West Brom goal. Now here's a chance for young Harper to make a name for himself down that West Brom left. Be a nice little moment for him if he was to score the winning goal from Albion's point of view. But here's Taylor now going down the Villa left hand side. One goal for Villa and no further scoring would see Villa through to a second successive playoff final, but it should still go either way. One goal from either side now could be so crucial. Here's El Mohammadi now for Villa. Corner kick to Villa, deflected off a defender. It will be a corner. Chances here for Aston Villa. Tranmere got to the Wembley last night in a dramatic game. Mike Dean, you may have seen, celebrating in amongst the Tranmere fans. He's a Tranmere fan, by the way, Mike Dean. He barely a clear penalty when Barnes was clipped by Leno, was completely barged out of it by Leno. But anyway, that's enough about Burnley. Let's concentrate on the last 13 minutes. Still a tie for man in the match. You've got 13 minutes to change all that. Don't forget name of the player, hashtag JBMLTM. Corner kick to Villa to be taken by Grealish. Goes low into the penalty area. It wasn't a particularly struck corner by Grealish. Now, good tackle there by Conor Hurahan. Had to time that well with Burpee breathing down his neck. 12 minutes left to play here at the Hawthorns, but at the moment, as things stand, we will have an extra half an hour. 15 minutes out of the way, because as things stand, unless there's a goal scored in the next, either way, in the next sort of 12 minutes, we will be having that extra time. Here's El Mohammadi now, infield to Grealish. Grealish out to the near side, and it's Adoma back infield to Abraham. Abraham again, that first touch again was poor, but Adoma winning the ball back. Wanted to do well. He's hungry now. Coming on as a substitute. Well, one by McGinnelly was taken out quite conclusively again, and Brunt has got to be sent off. It's got to be a second yellow for Chris Brunt, surely. That was a terrible, terrible tackle by Brunt, and he's surely got to go. It's a red card. He had to go for that. He should have really been sent off on half-time when he clearly, blatantly stamped on John McGinn, but he's got his comeuppance now. Two stupid bookings and likes on Saturday. They are down to 10 men. So stupid, two stupid challenges really by Brunt, and he's got to relinquish the captain's armband. So he's going to give that to James Morrison, his long-time teammate. I don't think he can have any cause for complaint, so if West Brom do make it to Wembley, he will not play in the final. And that was a stupid challenge. Should have been sent off at half-time, right on half-time for a naughty stamp on the same player he fouled just then. Should have been a straight red at the end of the first half, but in the end, a bit later on in the game, better late than never, I suppose. I think he was asking to be for trouble, really, Brunt. He is a committed player. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He lays his heart on his sleeve, but there's no room in the game for challenges like that. Well, it's a free kick to Villa, 20 yards out. Right of the day. Abraham and Hurahan, the two-man committee. I fancy Conor Hurahan from here. Might be the left footer. Abraham with the right. And it's going to be left here for Tammy Abraham. That's a poor free kick. I felt that was more for the left footer than the right foot. Poor free kick really from Tammy Abraham. Just didn't get it up and over and didn't have the necessary curl. I felt that would have been more suited to the left foot of Conor Hurahan. We're going to see another change. Oh, it's the player that I'm going to struggle to pronounce now. Oh, James Shan, why have you done this to me? Off comes number 70 Murphy, and on come in his place. I apologise for the pronunciation here. Thank you, James Shan. I'll remind you of that someday. Lee Mason, incidentally, is the fourth official from Bolton. And so West Brom down to 10. Brunt stupidly got himself sent off. So if you've tuned in late, you've missed all the fun. As Tosin Adebayo comes on, and I think that's how you pronounce it. So I do apologise. It's very difficult for me to pronounce a player I've never even heard of or seen of before. But again, there's another youngster that comes on. And West Brom now will have to roll their sleeves up for the next 9 minutes plus stoppage time and maybe extra time, because it's going to be tiresome for James Shanstein. There's no doubt about that. Villa will see an opportunity now. But Brunt has run the risk all night long. There's no question about that. So 9 shots to Albion, 7 to Villa, 3-2 to Albion with shots on target. And Adarava Bauer, I think that's it. He's a loanee from Manchester City, I'm told. Anyway, well, Reg will know about it than I do. This is the second time I've covered Albion this season. Think Villa will win. Do you think Villa will win? Ruby, she's a lady, of course. I want to know if the boyfriend is going to be that. I'm not sure. To be honest. I'm just strictly neutral. I'm a Burnley fan, commentating on 2 Midlands teams. I think I'm going to be strictly neutral. But you think the advantage at the moment with the man sent off, just to remind you what's happening if you've tuned in late. West Brom lead on the night for a 29th minute header from a long throw-in from Craig Dawson. But Chris Runt a few moments ago got himself sent off for 2 cynical yellow cards. Should have been sent off possibly before half-time for a clear stamp on John McGinn. But having said that, it's you say advantage Villa with the numerical advantage, although sometimes it's I know how you feel. 16-year-old boy is not fun. I know. I was 16 once, Ruby, I can tell you. There's the ball lifted towards Abraham. Corner to Villa. One goal for Villa, can still swing it. But I have to tell you, Kyle Bartley has been magnificent. He's one of the shoe-ins, potentially being our man of the match. The other one is Egagi, which was called for by Reg. Just to remind you, you've got about 6 minutes to vote for your man of the match. Remember, name of the player you want to see awarded man of the match for our man supplementary award, and the hashtag. If it's still a level, we get I get the casting vote as the cross comes in from the far side. And it's knocked away by one of the defenders, number 24 there, Adebayo. Ruby says she can't speak to him during the game because he gets crabby, shall we say, as the corner comes in. Hammerhead heads it back and towards the near post. I know, listen, being a Burnley fan, Rube, I know exactly how you feel. Honestly, it's very tough for the hold out rate, and honestly, we've had all this. I had all this for years as a Burnley fan. So I've been a football fan myself. I know exactly how he feels. But if they do lose, just console him, give him a big hug, and tell him that the world is still a nice place. He'll soon calm down if that's the case. But there's still a chance that Villa could still go through. Remember, it's only 2-2 on aggregate, so Villa aren't losing overall yet. One goal though from Villa could see them to Wembley. Here's Mings now, 5 yards inside his own half. Goes over the halfway line, drifts out towards the Villa left-hand side. Gets the ball down towards Neil Taylor, who hasn't stopped running. The former Swansea man gets an opportunity, but it's come off him and behind, I'm afraid. As Dawson clearance hit Taylor, went behind, and a goal kick to West Brom, who are now going to be hanging on for green life. We've got just over 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time. My family is Coventry. Is a Coventry fans. Well, I hope Coventry stay existing as a football club. So many years of history, 87 cup winners. I hope you can find a solution for the Rico, or find a nice ground to go to for next season nearby, and stay a Football League club. Coventry should not be languishing in the bottom 2 divisions of the Football League. I know they are, but they are a fantastic asset to English football, and I love Coventry. I mean, it's a lovely little city as well, and it's I remember Gordon Strachan. So many years they cheated relegation. How they did, I do not know, but they They had a good team in those days. They had Robbie Keane and all that lot. But they are fantastic. They're a good little football side. 87 cup winners. Deserved to win on the day against Spurs, I remember. I was only a little nipper when I saw it, but still those things. As a penalty appeal is awarded, and then a shot came in from out of nowhere from Adoma from point blank range, and Sam Johnson to West Brom's rescue, and Villa then for a second, Ruby. Well, your boyfriend could have been an happy man. Still might be, because this Villa corner is short. Back to Huron. Huron, left foot deflected, and another corner to Villa. They're knocking on the door with 3 minutes to go. This is it. Can Villa snatch a late goal? Adoma nearly did a moment or two back. Snap shot, 6 yards out, left foot. A terrific save from Sammy Johnston. West Brom now all of a sudden under the cosh. 1 goal from Villa could win it for them on aggregate. 2-2 on aggregate. West Brom winning on the night, but it's 2-2. I should stress on aggregate. Here's the corner taken to Grealish. Back to Huron again. Huron, who took the corner originally, switches the play to the far side, and it's McGinn. McGinn shoots, and the goalkeeper lost it. The rebound is over. The rebound is over from El Ghazi. And it looked for a fleeting moment that John McGinn was going to get his revenge and send Villa to Wembley, but the flag was up anyway for an offside against El Ghazi, which saves him a little bit of grief, I suppose, or saves him a little bit of guilt for missing that opportunity on the rebound. He did. It was offside. Oh my goodness me, what a second. It must have, well, it did look offside, but I'm not sure whether that was a free kick or not, but they look offside to me, but Villa so close there. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed this at home. We could be having a late finish here, folks. Offside. Oh, it would be so cruel when either one of these two teams, they put her heart and soul into this. And here's Adoma now. Villa on the putting West Brom under the cosh. It'll be cruel now at this stage for a goal. And the shot comes in from Adoma with his left foot, but it's wide of the target and behind for a goal kick. Well, what a fabulous finish to this game. We are going to be, well, your heart is pounding. I'm neutral, and my heart's pounding. Oh, this has been enjoyable. The 2 legs of this semi-final have been quite compelling, and if the tomorrow's semi between Leeds and Derby is anything matches up to this, boy, are we going to have some second leg tomorrow night. And you'll be able to hear it in full on the JB Claret YouTube channel with me again, this time in Yorkshire at Ellen Road. But at the moment we're on for extra time. Still no sign of who's going to go through to Wembley at the end of this month. We've got so many Villa and West Brom fans on tonight. This has been an amazing second half. The comment section being used for the right reasons. 30 seconds of man of the match. Looks like I might have the deciding vote. And it's between Ghazi and Kyle Bartley. 5 added minutes, we're told. And in fact, we're going to have 5 more added minutes. So still a bit to go yet before potentially extra time. If one of these two sides can score in whatever time remains, then what will be will be. Here comes the cross from the far side from Holgate, but it's headed away once again. It's been a terrific game, a terrific battle. West Brom down to 10 men, of course. Brom sent off after 79, 80 minutes. Craig Dawson's 29th minute goal leading the game on the night, but it's an aggregate of 2-2. We're on extra time here. Unless a goal can be scored. It's John McGinn now, deep inside West Brom territory. Ball out towards the far side. El Ghazi will run at his man. Gets the crossing, hits Holgate, but the ball bounces away, and Bartley can get that away. Now, El Ghazi gets the ball into the penalty area. We're into 5 added minutes. And it will be another corner. I'll just quickly go for the voting. I'm going to go for just about Bartley over at Ghazi for man of the match, but it was a very close thing. So Kyle Bartley gets the JB man of the match award. Right, we're into 5 added minutes. We've had a minute of it. Here's John McGinn, edge of the area. Back to Huron. Huron shoots, hits the defender. Huron again deflected, and another hand behind for surely another Villa corner, but I think the referee's given a goal kick. And now I think both benches may well be preparing for this extra half hour. John Terry there and Dean and Dean Smith, well, it gets to the fans, it gets to the players, it gets to this commentator, I can tell you. It's a heart-rending business. Even though my team are in the Premier League and we don't have to go through this lottery, it's very hard for those who support teams that do end up in the playoffs. It is very hard when you've got a season's worth of hard work lying on 90 minutes here like this one tonight, and then another further 90 minutes should you get through tonight or tomorrow night at Wembley in just over 10 days from now. Remember, Leeds to come tomorrow night against Derby. 1-0 the Leeds from the first half. Well, you didn't hashtag it anyway, Ray. But to be fair, I think he should have been sent off before half time, Ray. If I'm being honest, if you said the stamp, I thought it was blatant as anything. But there we go. But he got his comeuppance in the end. Brought two horrible tackles, which have resulted in a red card. But still. Nobody's knowing at the moment who's going to go. And if West Brom were to score here, what a moment here. Come on, you baggies, says Reg. It's a free kick to West Brom, right-hand side, deep into the penalty area, but it's a poor one. Never going to find Exagi in the penalty area. And it's behind for a goal kick. It was, I think it was Murphy who struck it in the end. Very poor free kick in the end. Anyway, here's El Mohammadi now for Villa. We've played, I can't tell how long we've played now. 93 minutes, I think. I might be wrong. But certainly, it looks as if we're going to be resigned here for an extra half hour more. Which actually, to be fair, I wouldn't mind. Because this has been, I think both legs have been a credit. I think both teams, okay, West Brom have been a bit overzealous with the tackles. And they've had Dark Girl sent off and they've had runs off tonight. But I have to say, this semi-final has been a credit. It's been a great advert for the Football League. And of course for the sponsor Skybet, who's sponsored this terrific competition. Championship League One, it's everything. Ruby has subscribed. Thank you, Ruby. Nice to have a few female subscribers as well. It's nice to see some of the females getting involved, and we could do with a few more. Don't forget JB2 launching in the next few weeks. But back to the game, and it's Mingsdale for Aston Villa. And here is Conor Hourihane. Back to El Mohammadi. One goal now. In the remaining minute, we'll do it. Here's Adoma. Right-hand side. Back in field. El Mohammadi with the crossing for the right-hand side. It'll come for Hourihane now. Little chip in there, away by our man of the match, Bartley. Now here's Taylor now for Villa. They're coming at them. And it's going to be Jack Grealish now to El Ghazi. Click the bell, of course, to keep up to date with all the latest videos and the latest goings on the channel. It's a throw in to Villa. Conceded by Dawson, edge of the area. We've got about 20 seconds of stoppage time to go. I should also stress it's a minimum of 5. Here come Villa now with Grealish. Deep inside West Brom territory. El Mohammadi hits the ball in right-footed, and that's going to go dead into touch and behind for a goal kick. And I'm afraid to say we're going to have half an hour more of this. I'm afraid, guys. Well, I say I'm afraid because I can't complain because we're going to get another half hour more. So we're going to have a late night, folks. We're going to stay with you right until the end here, live on the JB Comic YouTube channel, because it's finished after 90 minutes. West Brom 1. Aston Villa 0 on the night, but it's 2-2 on aggregate. So we go to extra time, and the players can take a well-earned break. That is for certain. So that 29th minute goal sends us to extra time because it's 2-2 on aggregate, because Villa were leading 2-1. I'm going to take a couple of minutes myself because it's been and get myself pumped up for extra time. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back I'm going off mic for a couple of minutes, and we'll be back with the whole of the extra time period. We're going all the way, folks. Join me in a couple of minutes for the extra time commentary. West Brom 1, Villa 0 on the night, and it's 2-2 on aggregate. Extra time to come. Welcome back to the Hawthorns as we await to start extra time. Mickey, come on, I'm only low budget. I don't have a particularly big budget for these. I'd love to give music, but I just don't have the right facilities or the equipment to stream music on at the moment. But maybe one day when when the budget increases and I've got more money to do these sort of things, then when one day we will. But we've got to go with what we've got. It's very difficult. But you're going to have an extra half hours more with me now, because the players are now shaping up to start the extra half an hour. And what a 90! Well, we've had two halves and 2 games of 90 minutes before that, and these two teams have played out 290 minutes, 180 minutes. Couldn't separate them. And we're going to go past way over the 200 minute mark. We're going to go to 210 minutes all for this playoff in total, plus any penalties that might come. And I'm sure, and I'm certain, that. But yes, I know. I know you're kidding. I'm just playing along, Mickey. And I hope you're enjoying the commentary, because we've got more to come now. Next half an hour, folks. Stay tuned, because we're going all the way now. Commentary all the way now. No breaks. For the extra time, there's Sean Massey, the other official on the far side. Referee Chris Carriner finally doing some justice and sending Chris Brunt off. Sean Massey is the far side line. I was going to say linesman, but she's not. She's a lady, and of course we should say assistant, really. But I always use the old term linesman. But we do have a female official. Sean Massey is one of the best assistants that we have in this country, by the way. Just to make that absolutely permanently clear. As Villa get us underway, then in the first period of extra time, they're attacking the goal to our left. In this first period of extra time, no substitutes from what I can gather. So it's the same teams that have finished. Remember, Chris Brunt has been sent off. Craig Dawson has scored the goal after 29 minutes, and Brunt was sent off after 80 minutes for Albion for 2 bookable offences. Should have been sent off at half time for a clear stamp on John McGinn. Referee was in a good position, didn't spot it for whatever reason, but in the end justice was served a bit later than it should have been. Anyway, back with the game, and it's Neil Taylor now for Villa, down the left hand side, back inside to El Ghazi, back to Tyrone Mings. Now it's going to be a case of who will have the battle. I mean, this has been a battle, and it's to and fro every single way as the ball comes into the West Brom penalty area. Villa certainly finished with a real flourish towards the second half, and Sam Johnston had to make a couple of top quality saves as Rodriguez goes charging through the centre. Goes down, but the referee says no foul. And here come Aston Villa. My tip, by the way, to win the playoffs at the start. But I have to say, West Brom have given them a good run for their money over these 2 legs, and it will be cruel justice on whoever loses tonight. But we've played a minute and a half of extra time. Still 1-0 on the night, and 2-2 on aggregate. El Ghazi crosses, and it goes behind for a throw-in. A couple of yards from the left-hand side corner quadrant. It's been a thrilling semi-final, and it's been highly enjoyable, and it's been a privilege to bring both legs, and tomorrow's second leg will be just as good as well. We're going to see a final change. Off comes Jay Rodriguez. It's going to be Lecco to come on, pacey man again as well. Could cause Villa some new problems. Jay Rodriguez, certainly a terrific player. Burnley lad, always gives it his all, and he's worked really hard. Jonathan Lecco replaces him now for the remainder, and Rodriguez gets a hug there from James Shan. Be interested to see who now takes penalties, because the pressure will be immense for the taking of these penalties. Here's Tenatsumi now for Villa. They're certainly in the box seat now as in terms of numerical advantage, because remember, West Brom down to 10 men. This is Jack Grealish in field. Here's Conor Hourihane. Hourihane out to the far side. Here's Al Mohammadi. Tricky little cross there towards Tammy Abrahams, but it's headed out once again. And the ball will still might break here for John McGinn inside the area. El Ghazi sticking to him like super glue. It's amazing how energetic the players are still preparing to go that extra mile to win a playoff semi-final. Remember, if it remains the same scoreline or it finishes 2-1, for example, to West Bromwich Albion, we will have penalties. So a 1-0 Albion win or a 2-1 Albion win after extra time will result in a penalty shooter because we still be level on aggregate. Remember, away goals do not count in the playoff semi-finals as opposed to European two-legged games or the League Cup semi-finals, which extra time away goals don't come into operation until the end of extra time. The European ones, away goals do not come into operation until the end of 90 minutes of the second leg. Here's Jack Grealish now for Villa to El Ghazi. El Ghazi infield once again, gets it back from McGinn, or rather Taylor, sorry. Now Hurahan, back from El Mohammadi. Hurahan gets the ball second time, plays a poor ball which was well cut out, but Taylor wins the ball back and finds Jack Grealish, who's just dropped to the left hand side. Grealish whipping a good ball in there towards Tammy Abraham at the back post, and in fact Ghazi going out for a corner, and it will be a chance here for Villa. And they need some inspiration, Villa, from Jack Grealish. Good to see the Albion, Villa's 11th corner, the West Brom's 4th. So they've had a lot of corners here, Villa, with no penetration as yet. Grealish to take, far side, into the near post it goes, and again, flick on the near post, back to Grealish. It was Hurahan who took the corner originally, by the way. Here's Grealish again. I'm getting so excited now, I'm calling the wrong players. Here's El Mohammadi, infield, Conor Hurahan. 25-30 yards out. I thought he might have had the shot, and then he's trying to lay it off inexplicably to Tyrone Mings. And here's Lecco. Looked like he used a hand, and he's going away, but I think the referee has spotted it. And the referee has brought the play back, and it will be a Villa free kick. 5 minutes, got in extra time. Still remains 1-0, yeah, thought so. He controlled it clearly with his arm, well spotted by the officials. Here's Hurahan now to the far side. Here's El Mohammadi. 5 minutes got in extra time. Still 1-0 to Albion on the night, but it's still 2 apiece on aggregate. That's why we're in extra time. Here's El Ghazi towards the bar line. What a semi-final this has turned out to be. Grealish now, edge of the area, has to drift towards the right-hand side. Grealish plays it out to El Mohammadi. 3 or 4 waiting Claret in the penalty area. Pull ball back. Hurahan left foot. Strikes it, deflected, and it falls very kindly for Sam Johnston. I just thought for a moment we were back to the 75th minute at Villa Park then on Saturday then for a second as Hurahan shaped up to hit it with that trusty left foot. As Gibbs now gives chase in the inside the Villa half on the Albion left hand side, but tired limbs out there now. But they have a fresh pair of legs up front now, West Brom, with Jonathan Lecco. And who will be the more tired in spirit, body and mind? We'll have to see. Jack Grealish, who's full of running. As Grealish tries the shot, it's a very tired looking right-footed shot. And what's the referee giving it? A yellow card to Morrison. There may have been a foul in the build-up to that effort. Yeah, there was a foul there on Conor Hurahan, and the referee did play an advantage. So well spotted there by Mr. Kavanagh from Manchester. Seems a lifetime ago since that goal after 29 minutes from centre-back Craig Dawson. But I think Villa will fancy it more being the team with the numerical advantage. But you can't discount Albion. This could go either way, even with Albion down to 10 men. As the ball comes in, I think the ball's been contested around in the centre of the park, incidentally, and hooked away. Maya Ghazi, who's had a terrific game, narrowly beaten to our man of the match award by Kyle Bartley, who's had a marvellous match. But a blunt for Bartley, who over the 2 legs has actually very much impressed me at the heart of that Albion defence. He really has been an impressive worker for West Brom. Probably doesn't deserve to be on the losing team, whatever happens. Here's Tyrone Mings, the centre-back. He's played really well over the 2 games himself. Here's John McGinn. McGinn playing a very poor ball, and then Ghazi was able to get the ball away. Grealish receiving a lot of abuse from the Albion fans, and again giving him a little bit more stick as frustrations now growing on the field. And obviously Grealish is going to get more stick than others because he's a Villa man for a young Villa fan growing up, of course. Last time these two teams missed in knockout football, it was a fifth round cup tie at Villa Park, which Villa won 2-0 in 2015. And Grealish was one of the star performers, I remember that Saturday night. But one mistake now could be so costly. This is an important passage of play in terms of who will get the next goal. Remember, we're with you until the end of the extra half hour. We're going to see a Villa substitution. Looks like it could be Jonathan Kodjia coming on. And he's certainly no old Kodjia, that fella, if you pardon the pun. Anyway, back with the game, and still we're nowhere knowing who's going to win this semi-final yet. But one goal could change the whole complexity of this semi-final. Let's be clear on that. It's been very highly competitive. For the lack of a better word, I'm bricking it. Well, I think we're all bricking it, all Villa and West Brom fans and neutrals alike. Because one goal could be a heartbreaking one. It could be a joyous one for whoever gets the goal. We're into the 10th minute of the second half. We've had 9.5 minutes of the first period of extra time. Just to remind you, 15 minutes each way, so we're halfway through that. We're way past the halfway mark of the first half of extra time. So when we get to 15 minutes, we'll have a little bit of stoppage time, what if it is to be allowed from Lee Mason, and then we'll have a straight swap round and reconvene for the second half of extra time. So we won't be taking a break during that little turnaround interval. Right, Jonathan Kodjia, I think, is about to enter the fray, number 26. And El Ghazi, who came so close to winning it towards the end of the second half, comes off. So Jonathan Kodjia, maybe a potential penalty taker should it go that far. My Lord is the shepherd, I've got tingles, this is the game we love. Well, that's their big anthem, and it's also the whole of the song is actually displayed across the main stand where we're sitting at the moment at this fantastic ground here as the ball is played in. Oh, and it's Tammy Abraham inside the 6-yard area. Just needed a little touch goalwards, and that could have been the moment that Aston Villa and their supporters were craving there. McGinn playing the ball in, and Abraham just maybe offside there. Sean Massey kept a flag down, but Tammy Abraham didn't realise he was on. The flag didn't go up, and he just needed to stick out a leg, and Villa might have been in front on aggregate. Would have been level on the night as well. Here's Johnston with the kick now for West Brom. 11 minutes of extra time gone. We're inside the final 4 minutes of the first period. And then we'll have a straight swap round and then carry on with the second half. No foul there on Lecco, and it's McGinn to bring it away. Now players are starting to tire, and this is going to be the acid test now from now till the end of extra time now. One mistake, one tired pass, one mistake from anybody out on the field could now be very costly. Aidan, good evening to you. I don't understand. Villa are playing terrible. Well, they're playing well at the moment. They're laying siege to the goal at the moment. Didn't understand the message, but I think we've probably just got the gist of it. Anyway, back to the game, and it's Jonathan Kodjia. Fresh legs from the bench. Plays a 1-2 with Abraham. Gets the ball, the return. Jonathan Kodjia. Far side. Kodjia had his shirt pulled a bit there by Ghazi, but he still has possession. Now the ball will be laid in. Conor Hourihane, again 25 yards out. Tries to feed Grealish, and Grealish can't get there. Hourihane has not had his best match tonight, I'm afraid. But here's Grealish inside the area. Inside, and a chance here for Mings going forward. And I think a goal kick has been given because it came off Mings last. And it's behind for a goal kick to West Brom. We're now 12.5 minutes into the first period of extra time. Inside the last couple of minutes, almost of the first half. Right, you're 15 minutes either way, and then if there's still no decision and the scores remain exactly the same after half an hour, the second block of 15 minutes, then we will have a penalty competition. So this could be a late night, folks, regardless of what happens now. But what an evening it's been. The Tuesday game live coming to you here from the Hawthorns Championship semi-finals. And the attendance, we confirmed it before the football league, before even Sky did. 25,702 is the attendance. Just to reiterate, and 2,000 of them are Aston Villa supporters. Well, inside the last 2 minutes of normal time at the end of the first period, and Dean Smith asking for more from his team. Not that they're giving less at the moment, because they're certainly giving it their all. Inside the last 90 seconds of the first period of extra time, and this is Tyrone Mings now, 10 yards inside the West Brom half, finds Neil Taylor on the left hand side, back inside to Grealish, Grealish into Abraham, Grealish again, sways it into the centre, ahead now, might have options on the right, he has, in El Mohammadi with a good cross, but can't find Jonathan Codger waiting, but Villa keep possession, Tanatsubi now, charging forward, back in fire to Overhead. His pass was very, very poor, and it was easily intercepted by Holgate on that far side for West Bromwich Albion, and he wins the throw-in. Or he concedes the throw-in, in fact. It's a Villa ball. Again, frustration of the West Brom fans over on that far side opposite me. Here's Tyrone Binks now for Villa. Into the left-hand side it goes Taylor. We're inside the last 30 seconds of normal time at the end of this very thrilling encounter here at the Hawthorns. Remember, 15 minutes either way. Most of my friends are Baggies supporters, so he wants Villa to win even more. Okay. So here comes Grealish now, edge of the area, infield again. Grealish going through Grealish, and it was a good tackle at the area last by Agazi. He felt it came up Grealish. It's a corner to Villa. And Grealish going right across to the near side to take it. We're into one additional minute, incidentally, at the end of the first period of extra time. A goal now could be so crucial. Grealish goes short. Back to Huron. Grealish again. Right-hand side. Cuts into the byline. Ball back. Shot comes in from Tanatsubi, the centre-back. Then another shot from 25 yards out. It was charged away from John McGinn. Shot came in from McGinn, actually. Here's Taylor now, getting it forward. Here's El Mohammadi. What a finish to this game. Here's Adoma. Adoma checks back. El Mohammadi plays it into the penalty area. Codger holds it up, edge of the area, but he loses possession rather cheaply. We've got about 12 seconds of the one additional minute. It should stretch it a minimum of. Then we'll have the swap round, and then we will play on into the second half. In fact, he's blown about 4 seconds from the end of the 1 minute. And we now have a straight swap round. And we carry on with the second period of extra time. So we've got to stay with you now. No break. We will take a little break in between the penalty shoot, the end of extra time, and the possible penalty shootout, unless there's goals scored in between that. But they are taking drinks on board. I thought the rules were that you just swapped round and carried on. Well, there must not be. But it has been a remarkable game. Just to remind you guys of what happened earlier on, in case you joined us very, very late, or you've been out and about tonight. The one goal that's decided the second leg on the night is come from Craig Dawson with a header after 29 minutes. Then Brunt was sent off towards the end of the second half, 10 minutes in fact, from the end of the second half, for two horrendous bookable offences. The second being a horrible tackle on John McGinn. And Villa have laid siege. They nearly won it towards the end through Adoma and El Ghazi, who's later been substituted. And we've got into extra time, and it's been very close. But Villa certainly have dominated the first period of extra time. So that brings you up to date. We're just waiting to start the second half of extra time. Again, 15 minutes for this one, and if we still don't have any goals, or we can't find another goal in the next 15 minutes, then we will have a penalty shootout to decide who will go through to Wembley in just over under a week and a half's time. The other semi-final, just to remind you, will be live tomorrow evening between Leeds United and Derby County. Leeds leading a very controversial semi-final, first leg 1-0 on aggregate going into tomorrow's game at Ellen Road. Of course, there was a disputed penalty which wasn't given to Derby, which was originally given to Derby, but the referee chalked it off after consulting with the linesman. But then Kamal Roof, who won't be taking part tomorrow night through an injury, got the winning goal. So we're all set to go in the second period of extra time. And a little bit of a drink and then a swap round, and it's going to be West Bromwich Albion to kick off. Remember, down to 10 men with Brom being sent off. Quite rightly so, in my opinion. And away we go then in this extra. Well, we almost had a false start, but we're underway this time, and West Brom now attacking the goal to our left. Burnley to the right, where 2,000 of their passionate supporters are congregating behind. Well, don't ask me who my money's going to be on, because it's strictly staying in my pocket. The next 15 minutes plus possible penalties will give us an answer who will be going to Wembley. And the winners, of course, face either Derby or Leeds, who face off. Leeds with a slight advantage from that first leg, remember. Here's Al Mohammadi left near side, the right hand side. Here is Al Mohammadi again. Back in field to John McGinn. McGinn plays the ball to Jack Grealish, who's just gone towards the left hand side a little bit. In fact, he's now hugging that left hand touchline. Has the ball, takes on the defender here, which is Gibbs. And he darts past the defender, gets to the byline as he kept it in, the cross back, and it was kept in, and well taken by Sam Johnston. I think it did go behind it as it happens, because Johnston is swatting the ball up on the edge of his 6-yard box, so it did go out of play. No complaints, of course, from Jack Grealish, incidentally. So we're now 14 minutes away, plus any stoppage time if there's no further scoring from a penalty shootout. I'm sure James Shan and Dean Smith will be hastily getting a list of potential penalty takers together. There will be some people that will volunteer to take one. Some will duck out of taking one because of the nervousness and what's at stake here for the winners tonight and the losers. Remember, it's 9 months worth of hard work that's at stake here, and a possible Wembley place. Adom has been penalised. It's a free kick to West Bromwich Albion. Played about 3 minutes almost of the second period of extra time, and it still remains 1-0 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate. 1-0 to West Brom on the night, I should say. Well, James Shannon and Dean Smith are probably the two coolest men in the stadium right now. You wouldn't think they were in the middle of a very tense playoff semi-final, second leg going deep into the business end of it, still not knowing who's going to go to Wembley, who's going to miss out. It's one of those, isn't it? But they look like two coolest customers. You wouldn't think they were under a lot of pressure. They're very poker faced and very professional how they shape their teams at the moment. But it's down to the players. One mistake could prove costly now as we go right into the business end of this semi-final. It's been a long but a brilliant semi-final. Ross is cheering for West Brom now to get a second. All Inter unbiasedness has got out the window for us now. But on stage, strictly neutral, folks. Here's Jack Grealish for Villa. Midway inside, he darts about 30 yards, chips the ball in towards the back post where Kodja was waiting, and Abrams was also in there too, but it's headed away. And now Lecco trying to get away. He was taken out, I felt, but the referee didn't agree. Well, I thought that was a free kick to Albion, but anyway, it's Villa now with Taylor from McGinn. Back to McGinn now, left-hand side. McGinn, pirouettes, swivels, turns, finds Conor Huran, who again just swivels and pirouettes and finds Tanatsumi. Inside the centre circle, finds Grealish. Grealish plays it towards the edge of the penalty area. Here's Kodja. He'll come for El Mohammadi on the right hand side. El Mohammadi back in field. Grealish will shoot, and he hits it straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. Hits it right footed from all of 30 yards, Grealish, but it was an easy save really for his former Villa colleague Sam Johnston, who now plays in goal, of course, for West Bromwich Albion. Not A's not found, says he hopes West Brom wins. So many braggy rights. Well, I think Wolves are the best Midlands team in the country at the moment with their 7th place finish, just above Leicester City, of course. Still, they're losing on the night, Connor, but they are still drawing on aggregate. I think that's got to be stressed. They're not losing overall, but it's level on aggregate. They are losing on the night, but they're still level on aggregate. And if it's a 1-1 score, Villa go through on with a 3-2 aggregate. This is over 2 legs, remember. Just to remind you, here's Tammy Abraham. As the shot comes in, Devil Daily TV. Hi mate, I was wondering if you know any graphic designers for your YouTube streams. I actually use a FIFA 19 background, in case you were wondering. As the shot goes over the top there for a goal kick to, it was Tammy Abraham who got a right foot and shot off, and it's over the top into the fans for a goal kick. Connor Griffith Jones has subscribed. Thank you, Connor. We are gaining more subscribers by the game, and hopefully we'll have a few Manchester City and Watford fans on Saturday, and maybe a few Leeds and Derby fans tomorrow subscribing to the channel. We always like I'm who do you want to win? I've kept my money in my pocket, Connor. I can't pick a winner. I'm strictly neutral. I'm a Burnley fan. For all that's got in it, and for all the Burnley fans that might be listening to the stream, and I hope there's a couple of you listening in, there'll be an end of year report compiled by myself and how we did over the course of the season. Of course, we lost 3-1 to Arsenal, but by then we'd stayed up very comfortably. He's put £30 on Villa to win. As the ball is swinged in towards the 6-yard box. Still might come for Villa inside the penalty area, but it's tucked away by Kyle Bartley, who's had a marvellous game. He's our man of the match, by the way. He got the supplementary man of the match award. I'll be interested to see who got the television one. But we're getting to the last 9 minutes of extra time. And Grealish looks as if he was fouled there. The referee plays on. Villa do have possession, mind you, which anatomy. And he finds Miggs, gets it over halfway, finds Conor Hourihane. There's, as I said, there's about 8.5 minutes left plus stoppage time. And then if it's still the scores to stay the same, then we will have a penalty shootout because the aggregate score overall remains 2 apiece. But this is really all about it now. Here's the ball played in from El Mohammadi. He'll get a second bite. Plays it back to Grealish. Grealish now starting to have a bit more of an influence on things. Grealish edge of the area. Back to John McGinn. John McGinn chips it back. Enormous header. It loops, but it's the save by the goalkeeper on the edge of his 6-yard box. And Villa create the best chance so far of this second period of extra time. Just under 8 minutes to play. It still remains Albion 1, Villa 0 on the night. And still it's tantalisingly poised 2-1 aggregate. This is brilliant. Debbie Whitcomb, another lady on. Good evening to you, Debbie. Subscribe to the channel if you want to listen to more. Honestly, we've got another big game tomorrow night from the playoffs. We've got Derby County away at Leeds United, and we've got the FA Cup final between Man City and Watford. History will be made that particular afternoon. Will it be Watford's first trophy of their entire history, or will City do the domestic treble, which has never been done in English football? Debbie, if you want to subscribe, please hit that subscribe button. We'd like to see more women subscribers, of course. And of course, hit that bell button as well. And of course, JB2, which is a non-football enterprise channel that I'm setting up at the end of the month, will be on as well with funny stuff and entertainment. And Nate Turner is a West Brom supporter. Nice to have you with us, and it's nice to see some supporters from the 2 competing teams in our matches. And I think the championship has provided that. And you know, we did Villa against Birmingham at Villa Park in the season, and that was a great banterous one as well. Who's going to win it? Who knows? I'm just enjoying the commentary and bringing it to you live. And I'll be happy to bring you. And of course, we've got the playoff final itself coming up, and then on the 27th, we've got Arsenal versus Chelsea. You'll have commentary from me on that final in Baku. As as the ball is played towards Taylor. Taylor left hand side, back inside to Adoma, keeps his feet there. Could have gone down there and possible appeals for a penalty, but it wasn't to be. Kept his feet. Adoma there playing the honest game. Of course, to come as well, the European Cup final on June the 1st. You'll hear that with our other commentator, Chris Whiteman. Chris Whiteman, aka McClaren 94, will be your man in the box for Liverpool against Tottenham on June the 1st. Our final club game of the season. Villa trying to win the header inside the penalty area. It was Tammy Abraham. And this really is a tense finish. And if you're wondering what I'll be doing on the night of the European Cup final, I will be presenting the match. Chris Whiteman, my good friend and colleague, aka McClaren 94, will be doing the commentary, but I will be presenting. I do a bit of presenting, and as Russ quite rightly points out, he does do a lot of the commentary as well. Nate, thank you very much for that, and you are subbing, fantastic. And Debbie, come on, get subbing as well. We want to see more women on this channel. It's nice to have. We had another woman called Ruby on that was on earlier on, and we've got Debbie, of course. Tell me which team you support, Debs. By the way, I hope you don't mind me calling you Debs. Let me know what team you support, and don't forget, get subscribing, folks, if you haven't been doing already. Anyway, 4.5 minutes to go here at the Hawthorns. I think we all might need a heart attack. We're going to need a break in some 5 minutes' time, I can tell you. Here's Conor Hura on the right-hand side. Something's got to give now, otherwise it's a penalty shootout. Here's Conor Huron, right-hand side, plays it infield. Grealish gets the ball just to the left of the D, 25 from goal, but he gives the ball away. Tanatami picks the ball up. He finds Huron deep inside Albion territory. Grealish tries to go away from one, gets past one into the penalty area. He goes, he appeals to handball. The referee says no. The referee says no. I'll need to have a look at a replay because it happened very, very lightning fast. West Bromwich Albion is my partner's team, so you've well, Debbie, you've survived a handball shot. Let's see if this is a handball. Oh, his arms out. Dawson's a lucky man. I think that's a Villa penalty. Both teams could have had a penalty each there tonight. But Villa didn't get it, but the referee was perfectly placed, and he felt in his own mind, grabbing at the referee, he felt it wasn't a penalty. Still Villa attack, still laying siege to this West Brom defence, who are hanging on for grim life now. Here's Tanatami for Villa. It's them in the ascendancy now. John McGinn down the right-hand side. He was pushed, but he keeps his balance and gets up and keeps possession of the ball to his great credit towards the near post. And it was Tammy Abraham coming in at the far post, headed it down, and he headed it straight into the arms of a grateful goalkeeper, Sam Johnson. Full marks to McGinn, kept his balance. He was pushed over, got in a terrific cross from the right, and it was, in fact, number 17, Davis, who got the header in and headed it straight at the goalkeeper. I don't know who he replaced. He's just come on, I think, as a substitute. There are, Debbie, there's just under about 2.5 minutes left plus stoppage time. But we haven't got a clue how long there will be after that. And I should also stress, with the stoppage time, it's a minimum of. Who do you think will win at penalties? Says Connor. As I said, my money's in my pocket. I couldn't pick a winner. This is why the playoffs are so very difficult to predict. I did go for Villa to win them at the start, but at the moment, West Brom, they're digging in with 10 men, and you just get that feeling. Davis came out for Hel Mohammadi, right? Because we were so busy talking to the new subscribers there, Russ, I'd forgotten about. I know Davis had come on. I didn't know who he replaced. Do I like Everton? Yeah, good side. Beat Burnley very, very comfortably on the Clarets game the other week, and very, very worthy 2-0 winners. Should have been more. Anyway, here's Grealish inside the last 2 minutes plus stoppage time. Into the and the shot comes in from Davis, deflected, and it could be a Villa corner. It is. And now has a Villa player gone down. Is it Tyrone Mings? I think he's hurt his knee, I think. Oh, dear me. He's a Manchester native, as a United fan. And Debbie Whitcomb says, cheer, Reg. I think that's referring to how much time we've got left, but we've got about 1.5 minutes to go. Villa and West Brom fans having a good old bantering session whilst we got the game on. We've got a stoppage here. Which is why we're not continuing with the commentary. We've got a player down at the moment, and it's Tyrone Mings. I'm surprised he hasn't allowed the physio on at this stage. I think he is genuinely hurt. But with a minute to go now, it means he's going to get up, and he's he's limping around a bit, but he's not giving in to the fight. Who's going to win this? We're no nearer knowing who's going to win. It's a corner kick. Hourihane to take. He floats it in towards the near post. He's headed away. Oh my word. It's been a remarkable game, and one thing it's got to be said. Okay, Chris Brum didn't do himself justice on the night, getting himself silly, stupidly sent off, but his colleagues and of course the Villa players, both teams have they've done their fans proud. And whatever happens tonight, I think both sets of supporters should be praise the players, because they're giving it their all out on that field tonight. And I'm sure Leeds and Derby will do the same in less than 24 hours from now. A corner given. We're coming up towards the end. We've got 2 more minutes. We're now into those last 2 minutes. That's a minimum of 2 minutes. Villa have a corner, far side. Hourihane to take it. There are 2, 4, 5 Villa players in the penalty area, but again, Albion stubborn defending. That was a poor corner from Conor Hourihane. Begin back to Hourihane. Left hand side. Ball in there. Taylor makes the dash. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. He comes off a defender, and Villa again. There must have been something in the region of about nearly 20 corners in this game. This has been amazing. These playoffs never ever cease to amaze you. It's another corner. We are about 90 seconds away from penalties. Towards the end of a Titanic semi-final, McGinn tries a left-footed shot which goes way, way wide. In fact, it almost hit the corner flag on the near side, and it's behind for a corner. So 1 minute of the 2 added, and I should also stress at this point, folks, that it's a minimum of, and this has been a remarkable semi-final, and whatever happens, both teams have done their fans absolutely proud. And the Football League, what a great advertisement for this league. It gets overlooked a lot by this channel, obviously for the Premier League, of course. We cover a lot of them during the season, but we always endeavour to cover at least 2 or 3 championship games plus playoffs. Jelinek, an experienced campaigner, Australian international, scored. An expert penalty taker, scored in the World Cup against France last year, you may recall. And, well, we're now tantalisingly close to penalties here. Tanatabi is replaced by Jelinek, experienced campaigner, played in the playoffs a few years ago for Crystal Palace and won. So a bit of experience there, but, well, it's very rare we get penalty shootouts on this channel. We're going to probably get one now as Reg goes through the official anthem of West Bromwich Albion. We've almost played the 2 minutes, and that is that. I think the referee decides that is a penalty shootout. And this tense but dramatic but riveting and great semi-final will now go to penalties, and this really is a complete and utter lottery, because now one person is going to become a hero, one person, potentially 2, may become villains or be heartbreakers. It's all down to the lottery of a penalty shootout. Will Johnston or Jed Steer at the other end in the Villa goal make themselves heroes? Penalties it is. We're going to stay with you now till the end. Well, let me try and go through all the mayhem that's preceded all this penalty shootout, which is still to come here. And whatever happens, my word, what a titanic 2 legs this has been. West Brom took the lead in the 29th minute, and it seems such a lifetime ago. A throw-in from Mason Holgate was nodded on by inside the area from just to the right of the penalty spot by Craig Dawson. It kissed the right-hand post and it went in the net. Russ has put all impartiality aside. He wants West Brom to win now. And then that gave Albion the lead. In the second, and then at the end of the first half, Chris Brunt, who was later sent off, which I'll come to in a minute, could have been sent off for a straight red for a clear stamp on John McGinn. Then he got a yellow card for hacking down a Villa player. I think it might have been Abraham for the first yellow, and then the second one certainly for John McGinn on the edge of the area, and he had to go for 2 yellows really. And then Villa lay siege in the latter stages of the second half. Johnston producing heroics to keep West Brom in, and then in the 2 periods of extra time, West Brom defending like heroes, defending like tigers, and just to remind you, the man of the match, which was already sorted out in the later stage of the second half, went to Kyle Bartley, who's had an excellent 2 legs thus far. But now, in all a season's work, boils down to 5 potential kicks each from 12 yards. And because we haven't done a penalty shootout for some time, I think it's ought to remind you, if you're not familiar with the rules of a penalty shootout, Kyle Bartley was confirmed as the winner, so Russ reminded us all, and I was reminding you all as well, so we both reminded you all. Right, let me explain the rules of penalties, because it's been a long time since we've done a penalty shootout. I think the last time we covered a penalty shootout live was, I think, with Chris Whiteman, when England played Colombia in that World Cup second round. Of course, we covered in the World Cup last year. So just to remind you of the rules of penalties, both teams get a statutory 5. They get a standard 5 penalties each. So they get 5 penalties potentially each. And then, if it's level after 5 penalties, it goes to sudden death. So in other words, if one misses and the next scores, that's it. So, but if they both, we'll just have to play it by ear. They're compiling lists at the moment. As soon as they're walking towards them, we'll give you the name of the player. We're going to toss up for ends, of course. If Villa will want the penalties taken down the right end of the ground, and I'm sure Albion will want it down the left. It's a live commentary stream, CL Studios. It's a live audio commentary stream. The clue's in the title. Reg is a Dudley boy, the birthplace of Duncan Edwards, one of the great Busby babes, and a great footballer himself, as the coin tosses are just taking place, and we'll tell you who's taking who, where we're going, and where it's going to be taken. James Morrison in there, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be down at the right hand end of the ground. Jack Grealish must have won the toss. I think it's going to be yes, you have to sub. So we're going to go to a penalty shootout now. 1-0 finished, and it's going to be Villa. It's going to be West Brom rather to go first. And this now is a tense moment. 5 penalties each. And then if it's level after 5, it's sudden death. But I'll explain that more as we go along. So Jed Steer will have to face. This for 1-0. This really is now everyone linking up. And it's Jason Holgate to go first. Right-footed penalty. And it's saved by Steer! A terrific start for Villa. Steer diving away to his left. It was a poor penalty. And West Brom have missed right at the start. It was Holgate with the penalty. And the goalkeeper guessed right. He even knocked the rebound over the bar. So what a poor start for West Brom. I can't say disastrous because that's, to lose a shootout is not a real disaster. Anyway, Conor Hourihane, his first stop for Aston Villa. Left footer. In front of the Villa fans. Against Sam Johnston. Hourihane shoots it. It's into the corner, the right hand corner. And it's Villa who have the lead. After 1 penalty. But there's still, let's not get ahead of ourselves, folks. It's not all over yet. It's not all over yet. With only the first penalty, remember, 5 statutory, unless there's a clear winner after 3 or 4. And Exagi, who's had a terrific game at the back, could have easily won the JB Man of the Match himself, actually. But please don't give anything away just yet. So this really is a pressure kick now. Exagi has to score, make it 1-1. Going to be right-footed. Steer moving on his line. He can't move off his line. He runs up. Right-footed. And it's in the post. It's in the left-hand post. And Jed Steer probably not required there to make a save. And Albion have missed their first 2 kicks. And it's turning into a horror shootout for Albion. In fact, Steer turned it onto the post. Maybe I didn't give him enough justice or enough credit as I thought he might have done. So, advantage Villa, can they make it 2-0? Steer has made 2 penalty saves. Sam Johnston will be hoping that he can save from Jelinek, who does strike penalties. We saw him score for Australia last year. Australian international. Short runner, right-footed, sends the keeper the wrong way into the left corner. 2-0 Villa. Now, West Brom, sad to say, they're up against it now. This needs to go in. There's no doubt about it. Can they make it 4-1 back? It's Abadaro. I do apologise for the pronunciation. It's Abadaro who came on as a substitute. The Man City loanee. Can he reduce the arrears to 2-1? Jed Steer has made 2 penalty saves. One to his right, one to his left. Right-footed. Steps up, short run up, sends the keeper the wrong way, and West Brom are on the board. It's in the left-hand corner. Steer went the wrong way, and West Brom are on the board. It's 2-1, but Villa have 1 penalty in hand. But that'll feel a little bit better. And now the boos. Well, you can tell from the boos in the background who's going to be taking the next one for Villa. Jack Grealish, Villa through and through. Wears his heart on his sleeve for all things Aston Villa. His goal could give them, put them on touch of match point if this goes in. Right-footed penalty. Sam Johnston will be hoping he can save it and bring West Brom back into it. It's a longish run-up. Steps up, right-footed, and he goes into the left-hand corner. Johnston again going the wrong way. And Villa are on the cusp of a famous victory here. Good penalty, and I have to say the Villa penalties have been very, very confident, and there's been no chance on any of them for Sam Johnston. Now the pressure's on Albion. They have to score. They have to score, otherwise they are out. This is a big moment. It's Kieran Gibbs to take it. If he fails, it's all over. Short run up, left-footed. Can the goal, and he sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, goes into the left-hand corner, and West Brom for now are still in the semi-finals. But they have to rely on Sam Johnston now, because if he doesn't save the next one, it's all over. And this penalty shootout relies on 1 kick. Villa 1 kick away from Wembley. It's Adoma to take it. And he's pointing over the bar! He's hitting over the bar! And West Brom suddenly are still alive! And this really is the drama of the playoffs! But West Brom themselves still need to score to bring the scores level. And James Morrison, who came on as a substitute, had to take over as captain when Brom was sent off. He has to score! Has to score, otherwise West Brom are out. Short run up, Santos scores, and now it's level, but Villa still have another chance to win the penalty shootout. Oh, the heart in the mouth stuff now, and the man stepping forward has been a frustrated character all night, to be fair, Tammy Abraham. If he scores this, it's 3-3. But Villa have 1 penalty left out of their statutory 5. If this goes in, Villa go to Wembley. If it doesn't, we go to sudden death. This really is edge of the seat stuff. Can Tammy Abraham send Villa to Wembley? Or can Sam Johnston make himself a hero? Steps up, right-footed, sends the keeper the wrong way! And Aston Villa go to Wembley! But how cruel! Oh, cruel on West Brom, who gave it their all for 120 minutes, even with 10 men, but Villa have done it. And 2,000 Villa supporters go absolutely wild with glee. What a 2-leg semi-final. You feel so sorry for West Bromwich Albion, but then you feel delight on the other side of the coin for Aston Villa. This has been a remarkable night of pure playoff emotion here. And I hope the West Brom fans appreciate the effort that their players put in for 120 minutes, because whoever lost tonight didn't deserve it really over the piece. But there's never going to be a fair way to decide a semi-final. It's a cruel way when 9 months hard work comes down to a penalty shootout. Jed Steer made 2 magnificent penalty saves, but it looked for all the world as if West Brom were back in it. But Tammy Abraham kept his cool, and it's Aston Villa who go to Wembley. Whoa, dear me. What a semi-final, and Villa will be seen again at Wembley. Well, it finished 1-0 on the night to West Bromwich Albion, and it finished 2-2 on aggregate. But it's Villa who go through 4-3 after penalties in what was really one of the most dramatic matches there's ever been. Players are such a lottery, and even penalties are such a lottery, and Albert Adoma must be the most relieved man inside, I would have thought. But, I think we all need... that's a good sporting gesture from Ray, the Villa fan. Congrats on the Maggies making it 2 good games, and you needed 2 teams to make it two tremendous games, and all credit to West Bromwich Albion. They really battled well, and they have to take their fair share of the points as well. They don't go to Wembley, sadly, but there has to be, I'm afraid, a loser. But Villa are the victors. But my goodness, it was a real scary encounter. It was an absolute thriller minute. We only had the 1 goal in open play tonight, but there was more drama, a red card, a potential controversy. Could both teams have had a penalty each? It's all this what's and maybes now. It's Villa going to Wembley, and they'll play neither Leeds United or Derby County in the final at Wembley. And you'll be able to hear who gets through to that final tomorrow night on the Wednesday Game Live, where we'll be coming from Ellen Road to see who whether Leeds or Derby County will reach the final. Just to remind you, Leeds leading 1-0 from that first leg. But it's Villa. West Brom really gave it their all tonight, and they must be applauded for making it a dramatic second leg. They went for Villa, then lost a man, and then defended like tigers. They took it to penalties, but Jed Steer, the hero, with 2 penalty saves, and then, thank you to everyone who's tuned in. But then 2 penalty saves from Jed Steer, and then that core winning penalty from Tammy Abraham sends Villa to Wembley for the second, and to the playoff final for the second year running. And we'll play neither Leeds or Derby tomorrow. Who play off their semi-final tomorrow. If it's as tense as we've seen it here tonight, then we could be in for a good night at Ellen Road tomorrow. See you then. I hope you can all join us, even the Villa fans and West Brom fans. Tune in, listen along. It should be an absolute thriller minute. Leeds against Derby tomorrow. Leeds 1 up from the first leg. But here at the Hawthorns tonight, we've seen a real proper blood and thunder semi-final. It's a shame that it has to come down to penalties. It's a cruel way to lose, but it's a great way to win. 1-0 to Villa, finished 1-0 to West Brom. It finished on the night. 2-2 aggregate, couldn't be separated. And Aston Villa go through to Wembley 5-4 on penalties. Until then, till tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you again tomorrow. And my goodness, if the second semi-final is any good, the second leg tomorrow is any good, just as good as the first, than this other one tonight, then I think you're in for one heck of a treat tomorrow night as well. But enjoy the rest of your evening if you can. I do feel sympathy for West Brom fans, but delight for Aston Villa. It's Villa going to Wembley. Thank you very much for watching. I'm off to have a lie down. Until tomorrow, take care. Good night.